So my people like the video, like the video, subscribe, smash the like button. So guys, like the video, guys, like the video, like the video, guys, like the video, subscribe, smash the like button, guys. Guys, happy New Year to everybody in the show. It's gonna be a brand new January 2025. Gonna be a new year, a new resolution, a new blessing to everybody. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, guys, I wish everybody happy New Year in advance to everybody, wherever you guys are, the country, the city, the region you guys are. Happy New Year to you guys. So, guys, we're gonna be talking about Arnold potentially news to Madrid. We will talk about Chelsea capitulation yesterday. We're going to talk about United capitulation also too. Liverpool title to lose. We're going to discuss about it, how good Liverpool is. We're also going to have a very big discussion. I've been saying it. Christopher Nkunku might potentially leave Chelsea in a swap deal with Marcus Rashford. That's what I'm hearing. So we will see how it goes. Rashford to Chelsea, Nkunku to United. How can that work? I have no idea. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see. It's gonna be a big topic. I don't know because Nkunku wants to leave Chelsea and he's made it clear he wants to go. Now, if he wants to go, Chelsea, I've already said it. You're not gonna leave less. Chelsea bought him for 60 million from RB Leipzig. Whoever is willing to pay 60 million, we are ready to do a deal.
That's crazy.
Or we're gonna do a swap deal. I don't know. Yep. He wants to play.
Now 60 more from Nkunku in 2025 is crazy.
That's how much we bought him though. So
Now still like valuations, they should plummet because the performances aren't there and he's older. So I'd say 30 mil. 30 mil should be enough on Nkunku. Abdullah, you still there? Abdullah.
apologies, I was at work. That was why. So, like I was saying, Nkunku potentially to United in the swap due to Marcus Rashford. I don't know how to feel about Rashford. I have a different opinion about that, but that's a big discussion about that. I don't know how to feel, but we'll see how it goes. There's a player in need. The way it's been treated at United is a little bit horrible, but we'll see.
No, for sure. Wait, Abdullah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So first, I want to talk about Arnold. This is my take on Arnold. I've said it from day one. I think since last year when we have been discussing stuff like Liverpool are making the biggest mistake of their career because the way Liverpool are doing this season, especially the way they've been performing in the Champions, especially Salah, that brother needs to be given a new contract with Arnold, with Van Dijk, then they'll be given the new contract. And if you're prioritizing just because you don't want to go above your wage structure, you want to be like, you don't want to go there. That's a little bit weird. So for me, it's a very, very dicey situation to be at. You don't want to. It's not a situation you don't want to. You want to be at. And for Liverpool and for Arnold to Madrid, that's big. To Madrid, that's very, very big. But again, Liverpool are making the biggest mistake on their entire life, letting go of Alexander Arnold, because that brother is one of the best strikers in the world, and especially the way Madrid play and potentially going for Xabi Alonso. They want Alonso for 2025, and I think Alonso will leave. And if Alonso is coming, and the way Alonso is set up his team, it fits into what Madrid are doing. Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, Jude, now Arnold, and potentially Alphonso Davies. That is a Galacticos team. I don't know how Madrid does that, but that's a Galacticos team that you don't want to fit the Galacticos team. Especially when you're playing football, and especially when you're playing on the pitch, you want to actually just kind of go defensively. If you want to go all out with them, you're gonna get beaten. And with Arnold going there, it's gonna create plethora of chance. It's good on set piece. It's good in so many aspects of the game. He can pass the ball very well. He hardly gets injured. So Madrid are getting one of the best right back in world football in Arnold. And Liverpool, like I said again, Van Dijk negotiating, Salah already saying it already. He has not been given a contract. Same thing with Van Dijk. And Arnold too, that is the biggest mistake you don't want to make. Liverpool have to find a way to figure it out. You have to see these players are performing to the level you expect them to perform. They deserve a contract. Not you don't need to start pinching. I don't want to do it because you guys have money. Pay them their money because they deserve it. They've shown it enough. And they're showing enough that they are good enough to be able to be in this club for a very long time. Give them their money. Forget this PR bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. Give them their money because they deserve the money. And if you're gonna lose a player like Arnold, Van Dijk, and Salah in a season, Liverpool, you are fucked up. You are finished. It's done. Those things, adios, is done. I don't know what to say. Chris, take it away.
This is malpractice. This is gross negligence. This is a joke. This is not how you run a big club. This is not how you run a big club. I don't care what people that don't support Liverpool, and I don't care what the scousers that are actually living in Liverpool have to say about the matter that, oh, FSG run this club very well. Oh, rah, rah, rah. No. To me, I've always maintained they've been competent as owners. But Liverpool is one of the biggest clubs in the world with the potential to be even bigger. But that potential has to be met with ownership that can match that ambition. These owners do not do that. That's just the reality. We went into the summer signing no one. Chiesa doesn't count. He hasn't kicked the ball in the Prem. He hasn't kicked the ball essentially anywhere. It's been like 15 minutes. We literally signed nobody. We've had multiple needs. We needed a left back. We needed a DM for 2 years. Didn't sign anybody. We've needed a backup centre back because I knew Konate is going to get injured. I've been saying this. I'm just the guy that's rolling out of my bed, watching on the couch, and I can see Konate is going to get injured. We need another centre back. What happened? He got injured. We didn't buy another centre back. Now we're playing Joe Gomez. We're leaking goals. All this rubbish, and it's only going to continue. It's only going to continue. And now, while all of this has happened, we didn't sign anybody. Our three pillars in our team, three members of our spine in our team, have contracts that are running out. Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And guess who's getting blamed for not signing the contract? It's the players, not the owners. The players. Like, what is this? I've never seen anything like this, where we're putting all the onus on the players. Meanwhile, we're putting all the onus on the players. Meanwhile, the owners are showing gross negligence. I'm not blaming anybody else but the owners. Like Trent, fair enough. Like, you have 6 months left. This is your opportunity to ensure that you get the most money possible. So I'm still of belief that he could still sign. It's not impossible, but he's under no obligation to sign today or tomorrow or next week, because he actually has the most I don't know how to put it. It's not in my head right now. But he has the upper hand in the negotiation between him and the board right now. He has the upper hand. So why should he play his hand? Why should he just fold because he's an academy player? Now screw that. Screw all this emotional rubbish. He's a professional. He's playing for an entity, for a company, for an organization that pays him money. If he was a scrub, if he was a terrible player, we would release him today. But that's not the reality. We pay him because he's a great player. Therefore, he needs to ensure that he's compensated for him being great. So I'm not going to blame him for the negotiations that haven't been sealed and for all the hoopla in the news. Not blaming him at all, one bit. This is all on the board. Gross negligence. Mo Salah, best player in the world. He's pleading with the club publicly, in like week after week, that I want to sign, but nothing is happening. And guess who gets blamed for that? The player, that idiot, Jamie Carragher, who I believe is a double agent. He's a man sent by FSG to ensure that the asset is diminished, so that their bargaining chip is devalued. Huh?
Keep talking.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's Jamie Carragher, that idiot. I believe he's a double agent. He's an agent sent by FSG to ensure that the asset is devalued publicly, so that if they don't get what they think that they should, they can be blamed by the fans, which is why Trent Alexander-Arnold, for example, he's already getting blamed by the fans because there's already been agents that have been sent out to do this dirty work by FSG. Rubbish, absolute rubbish. Now, in terms of Trent Alexander-Arnold in specific, personally, I want him to sign. I want him to sign. This is a great player. This is going to set a great precedence for not only the present but the future. In that we have world class future Hall of Fame players still in their prime, willing to stay, and they stay to win for the badge moving forward until they retire. I haven't seen that in my life while they're still great players. I haven't seen it in my lifetime. I saw Gerard retire at the club, but in his last 2 3 years, to me, he wasn't a good player. Like, I don't care what these local Liverpudlian fans think. He wasn't a good
Mhm.
player. It's just reality. He wasn't good up until, or the last time he was good rather was the 13-14 Suarez Sturridge season.
Mhm.
So last time he was good. He stayed 2 seasons after that. No,
Yep.
1 season after that. I'm sorry, 14-15. He wasn't good in his last season. He just wasn't. There's a reason why he was benched. He was benched against Real Madrid in the Champions League group stage. Benched, and we had Joe Allen and Jordan Henderson starting that game. He wasn't good. He had no more legs, and he wasn't good, and he wasn't in a winning environment. We can actually set a different precedent in that we have Hall of Fame all time players who are still great right now, and they
Mhm.
retire on the high. They retire while leaving their teams at the pinnacle. Set a different precedent as opposed to Luis Suarez, who left in his prime, Coutinho, who couldn't wait to leave. Suarez as well couldn't wait to leave. Torres, used to love him, couldn't wait to leave. All these players that couldn't wait to leave. Now we have Salah, best player in the world. He wants to stay, and we're fighting with him. There's Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's a local boy, who I believe, if we can match his ambition, he's gonna stay. Van Dijk, he wants to stay. If we can match his ambition, he's gonna stay. But now we're putting all the onus on the players. What is this? What is this?
But this is my question. Why is FSG behaving as if a 30, 31 years old player cannot play for like the next 3, 4 years? Especially player get tend to get better at the age of like 30, 31 above, because they can take care of their body very, very well. So is FSG afraid of paying them the money they deserve? See, the way Liverpool played this season, I am so surprised. The way you guys played this season, because this is unbelievable for me to see you guys play to this level, and especially Salah, the way he kind of changed his body and the way he's been playing this season. This is a different Salah. It shows there's a difference in a player that wants to win something. Then now, does it match the
First,
owner's ambition? Because Van Dijk is 31 or 32. He said it already. I can still play in the next 3 to 4 years. I'm a defender. He doesn't need to sprint too much because it's a defender. They can use his experience. So defender, Salah can still play in the next 3 years or 4 years. So pay these people the money they deserve, because they are performing to the level you don't expect. Imagine Salah, Arnold, and Van Dijk living in the same summer. That is beyond explanation. I can't even explain this.
firstly, Salah's not a different guy. This is the same guy. Firstly, this is the same guy. I know you've seen my messages in the group chats, but I'll air it out publicly. Jurgen Klopp sabotaged this team. The beloved Jurgen Klopp icon for Liverpool fans. He sabotaged this team. A manager's job is meant to maximize the best players. It's meant to see who is my best attacker. Okay, player A is my best attacker. How can I maximize him in order to make this team better? What Jurgen Klopp was doing was gross negligence, in that he sees the best attacking player and he puts him to the sideline and he tries to empower all these B side and D side players. It's like, that is sabotage. He's trying to win his own way. It's ego, it's arrogance, trying to win his own way. So just as a sidebar, Salah is the same guy. This is the same guy. Like, this is the same guy, but from a confidence perspective, because it's all working out, it's different in that sense. But in
Mhm.
terms of game, this is the same guy. He's always been this guy to me, personally. He's always been this guy to me. But now, in terms of what you actually asked, with
Mhm.
uh, the board thinking that, oh, because he's
Mhm.
31, maybe we shouldn't invest more money into him. Maybe we should sell him right now. This is the reality, and this is why I'm not like pro FSG. I'm not anti FSG. I don't necessarily want them out, but this is why I'm not pro FSG. FSG's model, and this is why I say their ambition doesn't match the level of club that they own. FSG's model doesn't match a team that wants to win consistently. They're about making profits and making top four and ensuring that there's a certain amount of profit that can come every
So you are telling me
annual
FS is behaving like an
annually.
Arsenal until you once you make top four, you find. Excuse me, what? No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah. Like that's the reality. Once you make top four, you're fine, and anything beyond that is gravy. Anything beyond that is a bonus. But that's not the goal. That's not the actual goal, and that's reflected by their actions. Because if they actually wanted to win, if they actually
Mhm.
wanted to win, they would have maximized this team
I
consecutively.
would love you guys to win the league, not those who get side of London. Those people doesn't even deserve to win that league. I want you guys to win that league and just like I'm not
Now we're
joking
winning this
because
league.
I need you guys to win that league because I'm tired, I'm sick and tired of this PR about this Red London people. It get on my nerves. It just pisses me off. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Excuse me. If you're gonna
Now,
talk about heritage, Liverpool have an even better heritage than Arsenal. When do Arsenal come? When do they come from? So it's annoying when I see
now,
them talking. Excuse me? It doesn't make
now we're
any
winning this
sense.
league. We're
I,
winning this league, but
you better
we're
win that
winning
league, I
it.
beg. Just win that league. Just win that league, I beg.
Now we're winning this league, but we're winning this league in spite of the ownership behavior and in spite of circumstances around us. It's not because. It's not because of them. They're not the reason we're winning. The only positive thing I can say is, oh wow, you appointed someone that knows how to do their job. In terms of
Mhm.
Arne Slot, what I'm not going to let anyone do is, while he got no credit and no opportunity to show who he was, because we're number one now. What I'm not going to let anyone do is say, oh, this guy's generational. That's why these guys are great. No, no, no. What if there's just a reality that this guy is a great coach that can clearly see they are one, two, three, four, five players that are all time level players that can be maximized. And if they're maximized by 10 other managers, they could have gotten the same results because it's
Yeah.
an obvious thing. To me, it's a very obvious thing. Salah, this guy is the greatest offensive threat in this league, and you're keeping him away from goal more times than not. Tactically, if we're creating chances, it's not for him. How does that not? How does that make sense? That was essentially what Klopp was doing. Slot comes in and he sees gradually that we need to move away from that. Gradually, Salah needs to be the focus of this team. Things actually need to run through him because he's the best offensive threat. You know, that should be clear, and I'm glad it's clear for Honest Slot. That tells me this is a good coach with a good eye. You know, that's all it is.
Yeah, I get what you said. That's what I'm like the way you guys have been playing recently. I'm very kind of surprised. I'm like, wow, I'm shocked with the way Liverpool play. It kind of shocked me though. Does it really shock you?
In some senses, a little bit. In other senses, no. So when we appointed Arne Slot, I maintained this position that I have no idea who he is. I've never watched a single Feyenoord game, and I don't know what tactics he's going to bring, and I don't know how he's going to deal with the Premier League. Never managing in this league or even anywhere remotely close to this level. So I left a blank canvas. I said, if this guy's a good coach, we're competing. I didn't say we're going to win because City or City, like, you need to show me you're an amazing coach to topple City's previous levels before, you know. But I did say that if he's a good coach, we're going to compete because I understand, we have high level talents. We have all time level talents in this team that if they're maximized, they can compete 100%. 100%. So on that part, I'm not, I'm not that surprised. But in other senses, I am surprised that on a game by game basis, anytime I see us going through adversity, Arne Slot is continually changing things up, to adapt, continue changing things up to adapt to the opposition. Like, he's actually influencing the game, and if we're struggling, he's going to change it up quickly. It's happened multiple times,
Yes.
almost every single game.
I
That's
agree.
excellent coaching, excellent management, excellent.
I think because of the experience you guys have with you guys has really been helping you a lot. I see. I may talk about banter stuff, and I'll see it again. Everybody will go to adversity, which Chelsea is already going to. We're gonna come to them. Chelsea is already going to. Every club will go to, but it's all about how do you bounce back from the adversity, which I have to give credit to Liverpool about because the experience you guys have, like Van Dijk, Salah, and Co, are really really pushing you guys a lot, which is key. And if you look at because the difference between you guys and us is because we as a team have a young team where Mistake is bound to happen. Imagine Chelsea having a Van Dijk at the back, just a Van Dijk at the back. Do you know how far we have been gone in this league? Because of some of the bozo mistake like Fafana makes, Tosin making, Levi making. You have a player like Van Dijk, you don't make that mistake because it will make sure you coordinate the defense and make sure this kind of mistake doesn't happen. That is the difference between us and you guys because you guys have an experience. Someone that can actually shout and make sure the team is gelling together and playing a better football. And for every player like Salah, who's going to perform to the level he's performing, it has to be a credit to the players and credit to the managers too. Because the manager, if manager doesn't do well, we'll criticize him. And if he does, we have to give him his praise. And if Liverpool win the league this season, for me, there is no bias in that. Well deserved season for me. They deserve to win that league. There's Arsenal fans saying, I don't even care about what they say because you don't deserve to win the league because you have your chances and you put to those chances. So, but the irony about it is, once you win the league, what's the future of Salah, Van Dijk? And because those future needs to be tied down before we get to May. It's not funny. It has to be tied down before we get to May. Because if this future keep rumbling around every newspaper, Van Dijk, Arnold, Salah, every day, it's all about the three of them. There's a problem. There is a problem. And it can affect the mentality of the player in terms of what's going on. Because now January is about to open now. A lot of people want to sell paper. Arnold, Van Dijk, Salah. Arnold, Van Dijk, Salah. People keep talking about them. They won't stop talking about them. You guys are playing football matches. You need sometimes you need concentration and you need the concentration level to be 100%. If not, you're gonna be losing matches you don't even need to lose. Why? Because the club are playing with some of your best players' future, which doesn't make any sense to me. Because you don't want to get into the fan base, you get into May. The future of your three best players have not been resolved. It's annoying. Very, very annoying.
It's annoying, and from today, they can start speaking to any club that they want. Any club can approach them and speak to them.
Imagine Chelsea approaching Van Dijk. Just to have that Van Dijk in my team. Bro, just having Van Dijk in my team. Do you know what that will give us? Having him at my team. Because I know that I have that experience in my team. Imagine that. Just imagine. It doesn't make any... What FSG is doing doesn't make any... You guys are on the verge of losing three wonderful players in your team where it will be difficult to replace. I keep asking people, Kudus cannot replace Salah. Jared Bowen cannot replace Salah. Mamouche cannot replace Salah because Salah will give you goals and assists. Do they give you what Salah give you on a consistent level? No. They would not. So who do you want about to replace Van Dijk? Who? Bastoni? Who? Braithwaite? Who? Who do you want to buy? You're going to buy somebody. Replace Van Dijk, you're going to buy somebody. Are you going to go Conor Bradley to replace Arnold? Excuse me?
There's no replacements. The only thing I would say on Conor Bradley and Trent, and this is something that I wanted to see in this team. So when I say that we're not maximizing Salah and we're empowering other nonsensical factors, part of that is Trent, in that for the last 2.5 to 3 years, the team has been going through him and it's been suffering in some sense, because this is just my opinion. Trent is amazing, and I don't want him to be sold. Let me preface this by that. Don't want him to be sold. He's still our best fullback. But to me, how you build a team, a winning team, should never be centered around a fullback. Ever, ever, ever. Never. They're too far away from goal. Any opportunity that they give you, it's never actually the most threatening opportunity because they're kicking from so far. And then the closer that they get to goal, they're leaving gaps in behind. Never center the team around fullbacks. Let the fullback be a fullback and let him work from there, which is why I respect Trent actually being a little more disciplined in his position and giving a lot more through balls and long balls from his position. It's not the kamikaze football that I was seeing from under Jurgen Klopp. And why I mention this is because with Conor Bradley, when he plays, it makes it a whole lot more easy to replace Trent when Trent isn't playing. That because Trent is being disciplined in his position, if he add another fullback, They can just be disciplined in their position and add their own skill set to it, and it isn't a massive miss to the degree that it would have been under the Jurgen Klopp administration. But with that being said, Trent is still very much clearly our best right back, fullback, full stop. Very, very much clearly that. And him not playing long term still has potential pitfalls because he still offers a lot. Like I was saying, his vision, the fact that he maintains and he's disciplined in his role, the vision is still there. The
Mhm.
execution to pass, it can still be there. He can literally play deep lying playmaker from his position if he's still disciplined, you know. So just wanted to put that as a side.
Yeah, but for me, this is the irony now because, like I always said, I said the same thing to Arsenal fans a lot. We have to be realistic. There's the new generation of fans we have right now. None of them want to be realistic. All of them want to be like PR, make money, bullshit, and everything. We need to be realistic about a lot about stuff. Losing a player like Salah, Van Dijk, and Van Dijk, Salah, and Arnold will pain Liverpool a lot because money you guys doesn't want to spend, you'll have to spend the money. That's number one. Number two is you are competing with clearly Capital, who has money. Sheikh Mansour, Man City, who has money. You are competing with, as much as I want to clown Arsenal, they have money.
No, you're right. You're right.
So my problem is you are competing with ownership now who has money, who wants to kind of buy the best players in the world in terms of improve the squad, improve the team. And you guys are losing three most important players in your team. I don't know how you guys cope and survive about that because that is a very, very awkward situation to be in. Very
No, you're
awkward
right. You're
situation.
right. You're right. Firstly, we have the best players in their positions, and we're willing to let them go, potentially let them go. And if we do let them go, who do we even replace them with? Because, like you said, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, can add Real Madrid, can add Bayern Munich, all these other teams. They have resources that can get other players that are
Aston Villa has money.
equivalent.
So
Sure,
Newcastle
Aston
has
Villa as
money.
well. Sure,
Newcastle
you
has
go.
money.
Sure, there's a lot of team with money. Firstly, we're competing like the market is super competitive with talent. We're competing with so many, so we're putting ourselves in a competitive situation to compete with so many different teams for the same player because there aren't too many players. There isn't any player that can replace Salah today, replace Van Dijk today, replace Trent today on the market. There isn't a single player, not a single one. But we're willing to let go of all three of them in order to put ourselves in the market to replace all three of them. That's so retarded. It's actually so retarded. The best thing that you can do for
But
the team, for
how do you get to the situation of Arnold, Van Dijk, and Salah on the bench of the verge of you guys choosing the three of them? How do you get to this situation? How? Is it
gross
poor
negligence.
management? Like, what is
Yes,
going
it's
on?
poor management. It's poor management. It's poor management, and it's also the, I guess, changing in the structure a little bit because Edwards came back at the
Yes,
beginning
yes.
of the season. He
Uh-huh.
came back at the beginning of the season, and a new sporting director came at the beginning of the season. And the previous structure, I guess, before they came back was, I think, Jurgen Klopp overseeing a lot more. He's overseeing a lot more, and Roger Schmachek, I don't know how to pronounce his name, our previous sporting director, they were in charge of a lot of the sporting matters and affairs, and they didn't deal with it for whatever reason. They didn't deal with it, and I guess this is why a manager shouldn't be on top of everything. You know, Klopp was setting this club back a lot in a lot of ways.
Because, like, I don't know, it's weird because the amount, see, I'll say it again. Liverpool fan, I think this year is your moment, it's your time to shine and to do whatever you want. Just thinking player leave, you guys like you're gonna find it difficult, like difficult to maneuver, especially the new generation of fan base now. How did they take it in terms of seeing Liverpool in seventh, eighth in table, ninth in table, 10th in table? Are you gonna feel good? That is a very
Especially,
difficult situation. You don't want to
es-
be.
especially if we see all three kill it at the next club. Even if they
Mhm.
don't, I don't care. But if we see all three of them kill it at the next club, oh man, Oh man,
Oh my goodness.
you don't feel like such idiots.
Oh my goodness. There might be another backlash in terms of, it won't surprise me. It will not surprise me if I'm seeing FSG out, because it won't surprise me. And I'm like, my question about how do you get yourself into this situation where Arnold from the academic, you don't want to pay him the money he deserves. Salah, who has performing to the level I don't even expect to perform. Van Dijk also too. You are paying pension, you don't want to pay him the money. I'm like, I'm confused. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And when I'm hearing that and Jamie Carragher talking and blah blah, I'm like, what the heck? Just shut your mouth, man. Shut the
He
hell up.
needs to shut up. He needs to shut up,
Hell
man.
up, man. Shut the hell up. If it's the same player in this situation, will he be saying the same? Will he?
No, he won't. That idiot, bro. Any like the arrogance of him. He's like, no player is bigger than the club. We've always replaced these players. If these players go, we'll replace them. Shut the hell up. Suarez left in 2014. It took us 2 years, 2 summers, just to get someone that could be in the mold of that, and he wasn't that. So when Suarez left in 2014, we signed Mario Balotelli, Ricky Lambert, Fabio Borini. Every single one of them was a scrub. Every single one. It wasn't just them as well. Lalana as well. Every single Lalana wasn't a scrub, but he's nowhere near Suarez. He was an okay player. But the actual attackers, strikers, every single one of them was a scrub. All duds, all duds. And then in 2015-16, we signed Christian Benteke and we signed Roberto Firmino. Firmino was playing on the wing under that idiot, Brendan Rodgers, right wing, in those first 6-7 games before he thankfully got sacked. Christian Benteke was a scrub. I know he scored 9 goals in the league that season. I still remember, but he missed and missed and missed and missed. And he was 6'2", and he played like he was 5'5" in stature. Not in mobility, not in agility, in stature. You know, scrub. So it took 2 summers to actually replace him, because it was only in 16-17 when we signed Mane that was the first player that we could look at. They're like, okay, wow, this is an attacker off rip from day one. Looks like magic. Actually looks like magic. Like Firmino grew into that. That's the second Jurgen Klopp joined in October 2015, the previous season. But when we signed him, it wasn't looking like that. But it was only when Mane signed, they were like, okay, finally, we're replacing what we lost, and Luis Suarez.
Yep.
That's 2+ summers, 3 summers. Now people
Because
think if we let Salah go, we're gonna replace him. Shut the hell up, man. You don't know this
this
club.
is my fear
You
for
don't know
you
this
guys.
club.
This is my fear for you now, because what I'm hearing from this here is making me laugh. They are mentioning Kudus, Jared Bowen, Mamouche. Those 3 players cannot replace Salah, because yes, they are good technical players. I like them a lot, but can they replace Salah? I don't
They
think
can't replace
what
Salah.
Salah give you guys. What he give, not even good on a seat. What Salah give you is a fear factor. Where everybody knows it's Salah. Even if I want to mark him out of the game, if he doesn't score, he will assist. Kudus is a technical player, but can he replicate what you every season? No. Charinwe,
No.
no. Mamouche, no. Mbeumo, no. Who do you buy?
Abdullahi, like people don't like Salah. I've been saying this for years. This guy is actually a leader. He's one of the pillars in this team for a reason. He's a leader. All these guys you're listing, as it stands, they're not leaders, man. Marmoush, he's not a leader. Great talent. He's not a leader. Kudus, he's not a leader. Mbeumo, he's not a leader in the magnitude that Salah is, where he's literally leading this team side by side with Virgil. Virgil's got the armband. He's not the only leader in the team, though. This team has a bunch of leaders, but there are leaders of leaders. Because what I mean by that is there's a lot of captains in this team, a lot of
Yes,
different captains for their national teams and stuff.
yes,
But
yes.
there are leaders of leaders. Salah is one of those leaders of a leader. We can't replace that. That's beyond the quality that's been on display on the pitch that can't be replaced. As a leader, as a figure in this team, we can't replace that. So for the cheek, the gall, the arrogance of an idiot like Jamie Carragher to say, "Oh, this is Liverpool. We've always replaced guys." Shut the hell up! Shut the hell up, man. You don't know this club. You're an Everton fan, bro. You're a double agent. Shut the hell up.
Because the most scary part about it, what's making me laugh is because this reminds me of Arsenal fan base, because I said it already. If Arsenal doesn't win the league this season, Saliba, Gabriel, Bukayo Saka, all the guys will have to question their future. And those players are young, but they will have to question their future because you are not winning stuff in your club where you have to be winning club. And especially for a player like Bukayo Saka who comes from the academic, who wants to win with his boyhood club. You have to like make a very awkward situation in terms of decision making. And I say it again, if Arsenal doesn't win anything this year, I'm gonna just give those three players I just mentioned to figure it out. Because if they don't win, so they will leave. If Madrid keep calling, you have to go to a club where you can be guaranteed trophies and winning.
Yeah, now like I can literally see Saliba leaving within the next year and a half. If Arsenal doesn't win anything, I can see him leaving, to be honest.
Yep.
Saka, they're lucky. This guy's from the academy. But despite that, if Arsenal doesn't win anything this season and next season things don't look any
I
better,
think next season,
I can see him leaving as well.
next season Saka will leave. Not this season though. I think end of next season, I have a feeling to leave. Not this season though. Next season he leave. Because if you get to a stage where it will have like, even if it will be like, enough is enough. I gotta go somewhere. I'm gonna be winning trophies. If he's seen his mates win trophies, he will be pissed off. I'm like, why are they winning trophies in the club? I want to win stuff. Because when you see your player winning, you feel jealous. You want to be in that city. You want to be in that club also to winning city with him. And the kind of player Saka is, he wants to win stuff. And that's not needs to face the reality. They need to face the reality too. Someone I believe that can replace Salah. I know he's gonna not do exactly what Salah do, but he will give you close to what Salah wants. Is Bukayo Saka and Cole Palmer. Those two players will replicate it, goals and assists they will give you because they are apart from being talented, they have intelligence and brain. They know when to tune the game up and when to lower it down a little bit. Those are the two players I believe. And if you want to buy those players, you have to pay close to 200 million to buy them. Do you really have the money to pay? To buy them out of that
we have the money. We have the money, but we're not paying that. We're definitely not paying that.
You're not paying us not 200 for Bukayo Saka. I'm sorry.
We're not paying that.
So if it is Madrid now, it's a different key because I know it's Madrid. Madrid will fuck out the money. But Liverpool, I'm not sure. With your history, I'm not sure you pay that. So that's a dilemma you guys have to face. You have to ride with the dilemma. I'm not sure you gotta face the dilemma. You gotta face it because if you have a player like Salah, Mane, and Salah, Vardy, and Arnold performing to the level you're expecting them to perform, but again, to replace them is difficult. You have to. I'm looking at the market. I'm like, because I was doing my estimation. Who can replace Salah? Man, it's gonna be difficult to replace Salah, man. Who do you find to replace him? I'm like in my head, I'm like, that's difficult, man. That's way difficult. Liverpool have to go back to buying a youth player, like buying someone youth and relying on to develop the player. Let's say next season, the expectation will be high on you guys. You have to defend the title. You know that if you win it this year, you gotta defend it next year. Imagine losing Salah, Van Dijk, and Arnold. How do you defend this title? How?
We're not defending anything. We're finishing 7th.
How do you defend that?
We're finishing 7th, and if we lose all 3, if I'm Allison, I'm leaving. I'm sorry.
Wow.
If I'm Allison, I'm leaving. If I'm Kunate, I'm leaving.
Wow.
If I'm who else is a player with cachet? If I'm McAllister, after the season he's having, I'm leaving. Like this club that has no ambition now. I'm not wasting my time. I'm leaving.
Wow. So you believe if those 3 players leave, other players will follow suit also?
At some point, not altogether, but at some point. I think we're gonna finish 7th, and then after that, guys are leaving.
Wow. Because when I'm seeing, because before we move on, it's a dicey situation now, especially as a Liverpool fans. The way you guys are kind of feeling and everything, and because of the new generation of fans we have right now, the new Gen Z right now, it's very difficult for them to understand the truth, which is very difficult for them to get into. You tell them the truth, it becomes annoying to them because of the attachments they have to certain players. I'm like, yes, you can have an attachment to players. So because of the attachment you have to certain players also too, because of the new Gen Z we have at the moment right now, fans would have, because they have attachment they have to some players now, it will be difficult for them to leave him. So because I love this player now, I don't want him to leave. What if he go to this place? What if he go to this place? It's gonna and to lose a player like big as Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent is gonna be hard. And I'm looking at the player. He is and what's the name of the goalkeeper you said? That Georgian goalkeeper.
I haven't forgot his name, but the Georgian guy. Yeah.
The Georgian now, guy. What I'm telling Alisson is, Alisson, if you flop, I have a player who can replace you. Is Mohamed really as good as Alisson? I don't think so. Because Alisson can still give you 4-5 years. So you are buying Mohamed to sit on the bench or what? To do what? I don't get it.
No, it's embarrassing. It's straight up embarrassing. These owners are performing gross negligence, man.
Like, what is the scenario with buying Mohamed? I don't get like what is the intention of buying it when Alisson is still there? Alisson is gonna give you as a goalkeeper. Goalkeeper can still keep until they are 30. Manuel Neuer is close to 40 years and is still keeping as a goalkeeper. So I don't understand why you are rushing to buy new goalkeeper. I don't get.
I don't understand it. And it's one thing if we didn't have holes in this team and you're just planning for the future. We actually have holes in this team that could actually be filled up. And instead of looking at that, you're looking at the goalkeeping department where we had no business looking at. We don't need another goalkeeper. The Georgian guy can be as great as he wants. Alisson's still on number 1. Kelleher is a great number 2. We literally don't need another goalkeeper. But hey, man.
the way your recruitment has been, man, that has been shocking. That is shocking. It's called F9 in terms of the recruitment of you guys of Liverpool. That's weird. That's very, very, very weird. It's annoying. We follow up the transfer. We'll see how it goes with the transfer team, but it's gonna be a big topic to see. Arnold talk will go over it is general transfer. People will not stop talking about it because it's gonna be a big transfer. Madrid wants him. He wants Madrid. They have to come to a compromise in terms of the fee and find an agreement. Arnold knows he can go on the free in June, July. That's it. He knows. Madrid doesn't want to. Madrid want him in the free, on free, but they still want to find a way to buy him out in January. So Liverpool like we don't want to sell him. Okay, they don't want to sell him, but again, they don't want to sell him, but he's gonna leave him free. What do? You're in a situation where you have to make a decision. We'll see how it goes because another transfer will continue to happen in this transfer window, especially in January. It won't stop happening. But we'll see how it goes. I want to talk about somebody else now. And I think Nana was the first person to talk about it, which is Christopher Nkunku. I'm a very huge fan of Nkunku. Nkunku is my guy because I rate him very, very highly. I know how talented he is, how good of a player he is, goal scoring, ability, chance creation, and everything. I know how good a player Christopher Nkunku is because I've seen him play. So I know how good. I've been praying for the moment of God, just let this guy come to my club. And he finally came to my club. He got an injury for like a full season. He didn't come back until last season where he was actually fit. But we got a new manager in who prioritized to play Parma as the number 10. Which for me is actually even the number 10. Now Nkunku is fogged because he cannot displace Parma out of the team. Now, this is where the dilemma is right now. He wants to leave because he wants to get more playing time. He wants to leave. And I want him gone. Because I don't believe for me, as a striker, it's not Nicolas Jackson, I'm sorry. What Jackson gives to that team, Nkunku doesn't give it. But at the number 10, Nkunku is a great player. I don't think it's better than Palmer in terms of creativity and everything. But he's a talented player. And you can go to any club and flourish. That's how good of a player he is. But in Chelsea, I'm sorry, it will not work. Now, this is the scenario. Chelsea wants the exact amount of money they bought him at in Leipzig, 60 million. I don't know who paid that. And just I've already said it. If you cannot pay 60 million, we're going to do a swap deal. The first club to come in for him is Manchester United. They want to do a swap deal with Chelsea, with Marcus Rashford. They have given us Sancho already for 25 million. We're going to pay that in January or in June. It's done already. So I don't know how they do it with Rashford, giving Chelsea Rashford, giving them Nkunku. I don't know how I feel about that because I don't think Rashford is a bad player. I think my problem with United is it's been in the yes, he's played under different manager. I understand that, but United has been a toxic club for me, where it's difficult for a player to flourish. I'm gonna use Sancho as an example. Sancho in Chelsea, I'm loving what I see from Chelsea. Sometimes it might be a little bit annoying, but the talent is there. I can guarantee you, full season, next season I see a different Sancho because it's playing who give him the chance to show his ability, to show his strength, to go past player, to dribble, to shoot, to score goals. Sancho is getting it. It's giving us that. So imagine having a player like Rashford in a better environment, better squad, better team where you give him the chance. Just Rashford, do your stuff. Do your stuff. And what is the best of Rashford? Explosiveness. Giving him space. He will score goals. He will score goals because he has the ability to like go past players and shoot. That's what Rashford is. You give him the chance, give him the space. Marcus Rashford, but again, he's played under a different manager where Ole is there, Mourinho is there, different kind of manager with a different style of play. He wasn't able to show more. But again, United is a toxic club where it's difficult for a player to thrive under that. That's why I'm very worried for Kobe Mainoo. I'm worried for Ahmad because they are in a toxic relationship where I don't see them going out. It's very difficult for them. And to lose Nkunku, he will not even force me. I won't even get angry. I wish him best of luck. Now, this is the problem now. The players' attachment in Chelsea will come into a situation where a lot of fans will, it's not been given chance. Jackson is this. I'm like, excuse me. If you want to success at a big club, you have to replace certain big names to better. For me, if I want to do it, I let go of Nkunku. I buy a prolific goal scorer. Isaac, Osimhen. That's what I'm gonna go for because I want to win the league. That's my aspiration. Because I know what they're gonna play will give me. But if I'm looking at Rashford, I'm in the middle with Marcus Rashford because I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm gonna expect from a player like Rashford because of what has happened to him in Manchester United. I don't know which Rashford I'm getting. That is my fear. But again, living doesn't faze me because the sporting director that worked with him in RB Leipzig in Christopher Vivell is in Manchester United already. So it doesn't faze me when we lose him. But for me, I want us to lose him and get money for him. Just don't lose him on free. I don't like that. Lose him and get money for me, then we can have that discussion. What's your take on it?
I'm not like I'm not a big Nkunku guy, you know. Like I respect what he did at Leipzig, but like since he's kicked the ball for Chelsea, I haven't seen quality in this dude, man. Like haven't seen any quality to justify wanting to speak about him, wanting to lament on, oh, so and so should sign him. Like if I'm United or if I'm advising United, I wouldn't make this deal. Like even if it's a let go of Rashford, because like does Nkunku actually make you better, or is he just another body that's adding an extra wage and it's going to be another year or 2 years that you have to offload this guy later on? On one hand, though, maybe he does suit the system better because he's a bit of a weird player that he's like a little positionless slash we know he's like a second striker. And United's system right now with the whole left attacking mid and right attacking mid, it's kind of suited for a guy like Nkunku, in my opinion. But in terms of quality, from what I've seen in the Prem, I don't know if he's it, man. I don't know if he's it. So if I'm a United guy or advising United, I'm not trying to make that trade. I'm just selling Rashford and I'm looking elsewhere. But if I'm advising Nkunku, hey man, you know, leave Chelsea for sure. You don't want your career to be over, and maybe United is the path for you. But personally, as a neutral, I don't believe it is. I don't think anyone
I'm also
wins
hearing
with that.
I'm also hearing Arsenal want to buy him because I think they want a better replacement for in terms of when other guys get injured. And I'm like, just have to come out and say they've told Fabricio, they've told David Austin, we are not selling Christopher Nkunku less than 60 million. Either you give us that money or you walk off. That's what Chelsea already it telling
Yeah,
other clubs? Either you pay us the
yeah, that
exact money we pay him at Leipzig, or you F off. That's what they're telling him. Or we do a swap
yeah
deal.
that
And Chelsea are smart. And Chelsea are telling us now, if you're gonna do a swap deal,
yeah that report doesn't make sense to me. Like if it's to replace Odegaard, like he doesn't play like Odegaard at all. He's not an 8. Odegaard's a 10, playing
no,
as an 8, and he can
no,
play that 8.
Nkunku is a number 10. It's not even it's a number 10. He's a technical
Yeah,
player. He's a number 10.
yeah, and well, I think he's like a 9.5 really. But anyways, even if he's a 10, he's not gonna play 10 if he's seen as like depth for Odegaard,
No,
because
yes,
Odegaard's playing like as a right centre mid. He's
mm-hmm.
playing as an 8,
Yeah.
essentially,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much stock I can put into that report. But anyways, personally, I think Nkunku, go to Liga, go to Serie A. I'm not an advocate of Saudi, but hey,
You want
man,
to go back to
I
yeah?
think not PSG. He's not good enough for that, in my opinion. I think, hey, man, I'm not a big advocate of Saudi, but hey, if he wants to go there, I'm not mad. I'm not mad to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't believe in this dude, man. I don't believe in him. Like the guy that was at Leipzig, respect to what he did there, But since he's kicked the ball in this country, in
Mm-hmm.
England, I haven't seen anything outside of the game against Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Like was it last season, the season before? I don't remember. Outside of
Because
that,
a
I
lot
haven't
of
seen anything from this guy.
people say, a lot of people because when I just laugh, I respond to someone on Twitter. The person come at me and said, I have watched Christopher Nkunku play football. I know how good of a player and how talented he is. But we have a dilemma here. A new manager comes in, is prioritizing Kopama as number 10, which I believe is even in the number 10, not a right winger. And I've been saying this since last season. I don't want to see Kopama as a winger. I want to see him as a number 10 because he has the brain and the intelligence. Now we have three number 10s in Chelsea. Felix, Nkunku, and Palmer. Palmer is not sitting down on the bench. I'm sorry. Excuse me? He's the face of Chelsea. So he's not gonna be on the bench. And you're gonna put him on the wing because you are diminishing his creativity if you're gonna do that for him. So Nkunku is fucked up because the person who wants to displace cannot be on the bench. Now, let's say we have a Champions League next season now. Do you put Palmer on the bench in Champions League match or in the Premier League match? You don't, because you have to play your best player in both Premier League and Champions League. No matter how the competition is, you gotta play them. The reason Palmer is not playing Conference League is very simple. It's because it's Conference League. And Maresca was like, I don't want to risk injury. I don't want to do it. That's the reason it's throwing everybody out. Go and play Conference League and enjoy yourself. Because we know that if Palmer is going to be playing Conference League, Premier League, they're going to be a lot of injury. Like, Palmer, no. We're going to semi-final in the final. We might not even need you. Maybe what's the final? Just once we win the cup, collect the cup and get out. That's it. Because we have enough quality to be able to say, okay, we can maneuver our way out of the conference because of the quality of player we have. That's why Nkunku is fucked up. And I remember in the preseason, it was the best player. The reason it was the best player is because Palmer did not play the preseason. Palmer went to the Euro. He didn't play any preseason. So Nkunku had the chance to flourish. He had to flourish and play well.
Yeah, now like Nkunku, I don't see it, and I think it's okay. What is he? Is he 28, 27 this year? It's gonna be 28 in 2025. I think. I think it's okay, my brother. If you wanna go to Chicago Fire, Colorado Saunders, or you wanna go try something exotic in Saudi, go ahead, my friend. Go ahead. Yeah, Abdullah, you still there?
Oh, I thought it was my internet.
Yeah, I'm still
Nah, nah,
there.
nah.
Chimere,
Yeah.
Nkunku, talk. We're talking about Nkunku at your club. Go ahead.
What about Nkunku? What's the topic? What about Nkunku? What's the topic?
Apparently, there's a report that there's a swap deal on the table between United and Chelsea amongst Nkunku and Rashford.
I mean, I mean, that's a rubbish deal. I mean, why would either team do that? That doesn't benefit either team. Because one Chelsea's you're getting a player on high wages that's 27 doesn't fit the age range for your team. Then for United, yes, Nkunku is a better fit than Rashford and the system we're playing. But at the same time, as you said, does he move the needle? Is he going to be the guy to take us a level? Based off his performance for Chelsea, I would say no. So I don't see how that would. I don't see what the point in for either team. I guess it's just a part ways for with both teams, but I think it's just a rumor, man. There's no way both teams would do that. Like I just don't see it. It just doesn't make sense from a financial or sporting view. Personally, I just don't. I don't see it happening. I don't see Rashford going to Chelsea. That's probably the worst. I don't see him going to Chelsea. Maybe Arsenal, but I don't even know about Arsenal now because you have to remember Sterling is on high wages there. They got Sterling. They're paying his wages. So are they gonna take another guy on 300K? I don't know. You know, so Rashford's options are pretty bleak. He's not going to PSG anymore. Barca, no. I don't. I don't really think he has many options. So that's interesting. But Nkunku, man, like, I mean, Nkunku, I don't know, man. Like, at this point, I don't know. Nkunku, I don't know, man. Like, he's not good enough for me to even care. To be honest with you.
Literally, literally. In terms of Rashford, hey man, I think in terms of Rashford, I think he should be comfortable going to a B/C tier team in a different league, to Marseille with what's his name, De Zerbi. Go there, or Roma or Napoli. I think he should be comfortable. He should be willing to be comfortable going to an environment like that if he still wants to play at a good to decent level. Yeah.
See, the only problem is the wages. See, we should have sold Rashford after his if you want to say breakout, it wasn't his breakout, but if you want to say his 40 goal season, you know,
Mm.
because if we sold him after that season, he hadn't signed a new deal yet. You know what I mean? So wages weren't an issue. We could have sold him and got about close to 100 mil from him for that season because I'm sure teams would have wanted him after that season, especially because he's 25. They could look at it. Oh, 40. He scored 40 plus goals. He might even improve, get better, etc. That was the time to sell him if we're going to sell him. Now it's harder because now you have to sell him at a cut price deal. You have to pretty much give him away now, pretty much. And teams know that and we made it obvious that we want to get rid of him. So teams are gonna, what I'm saying? So teams are not going to give you maximum price for him. They're gonna try to, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. It's just I think the Raptors is a disaster. Like, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, it has to start somewhere. I mean, if he doesn't fit the coach's plans, then I mean, then he has to go at some point. You have to figure out a way to get rid of him.
Mm.
As I look at him, Rashford is a guy like Rashford's a very good player, but the only issue I have with Rashford is if he's your best player, I don't see us winning the Prem. You know what I mean? He's not. I don't think he's the guy you can depend on week in week out to win your Premier League, and that's the only thing I would say. But if you put him like in an Arsenal where he's like second fiddle to like a Saka or something,
Mm-hmm.
I think you can win a Prem with him. You know what I mean?
But the problem is the player Nkunku is I put him as a number 10 and also as a second striker. And the way Arsenal play, Nkunku is even more better player than Odegaard because of the way Arsenal play, because it's more creative. They can score you goals. I'm talking about goals. I know Odegaard does a lot. I know that. But is there a way Odegaard and Nkunku can play together? It's possible. It is possible. It is.
You're talking about in the midfield or together in general.
Together, general.
In general, yeah, they can play together. But my only thing with that is Arsenal's whole thing is physicality. That's how they built their team, more physical. We have bodybuilders. That's how they built the whole team. So, they have all these rugby players. So for Arsenal, I don't see how Nkunku fits that model because he's not good in the air. He's a techie player. Like I don't see him as an upgrade over Gabriel Jesus. You know what I mean? Like I don't see him as an upgrade over Jesus.
Excuse me. Whoa, It's better than Jesus.
I'm not even talking about
Abdullahi. It's not 2022. I'm sorry. It's not 2022.
and I'm not even saying like Nkunku is. I'm not even saying Nkunku is like I'm not even saying Gabriel Jesus is a
Bam.
better player. I'm just talking about when you compare it to Arsenal. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he's better because Gabriel Jesus is more physical. He presses better in the air, better in hold up play. You know what I mean? It's his,
Mm-hmm.
and Kuku is a guy like he's like Chris said. He's a word player. He's not a number 10, but he's not a number 9 either. He's better in
Okay. I don't
those
want
little
to do this
pockets, those half
because
spaces.
I've gotten into fight with some Chelsea fan base, and it's getting to a stage where it's just annoying me. I decided to just keep quiet and don't talk again. It's annoying me.
But to be real, I don't think he's been bad this season. To be real with you, man, I just he's done his job. He's been a good sub. I mean, he's played his role well.
So
He's
where do
played
you
his
see him fitting in your club, especially United, because of the way you guys play?
no
Does he play
but
together with Bruno, Ahmed, and who, or no?
you see, but the problem with that now is Nkunku. Yes, he fits the system better, but does he move the needle? Is he gonna raise the team a tier? I don't even think he's a better player than Rashford. So is he
Oh,
going?
Mm.
So is he gonna
because
raise
you
the
guys
team a
want
tier?
him,
I
though.
don't
You
think
guys
so.
want him. You guys and Arsenal want him. That's the report we're hearing. Arsenal, Man United wants him.
If United were to get him, then Amron is asking to be sacked. I just said that Amron
Wow.
is asking to be sacked
Excuse me. Whoa. Excuse me. What?
because you have to because any signing you make from now on, and see this is what Liverpool do that people don't pick up on. Liverpool makes signings, but what they do is unless this guy's going to raise our ceiling, we're not signing him. They just don't sign people just to sign people. You know what I mean? Like for example, right? Like let's look for example. Like I always say this, we made signings. You look at to try to like Zerky by himself. He's not a bad player by himself.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
did he raise the ceiling of the team? No. He's another young
No.
striker. And then you look at Euro. Euro, he's a good player. But is he raising the ceiling? No, because he's a young player who has to improve and get better. Then look at the Lit.
Mm.
You could say solid signing, raise the ceiling a little bit, sure. Ugarte, raise the ceiling. But out of all the signings, how many really improved the team? You know what I mean? Like you can't just you can sign in Nkunku, sure, he fits the system better, but is he actually going to make the stream stronger? No, not really. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense for me to sign him because what do you add another player for who's going to want minutes, who's going to need to play? He's not really making the team stronger. You know what I mean? We can't. We're not at a level now we can just sign people for depth. We can only we're 14th. We have to sign guys who are going to make the team better. Period. Blank.
Mm.
Period. There's no way around it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if Nkunku is a good player for like if Liverpool would have signed Nkunku for like 15 million or something, that's a good signing because he adds depth and they're a team that's competing for the title. Even for Arsenal, it's like okay, he adds depth for them. Cool, that's a good signage for a cheap price. Fine, but for United, no, because they're not at that level where we can afford just to sign players just to have options. No, we don't have that luxury. We can only sign players that can raise the ceiling of the team, actually raise the floor, while also improving the ceiling. That's the only option we have at this current time. So for me personally, Nkunku's a no go. Like I don't see Nkunku for me. Nkunku no.
He's gone. Now I hear that, man. I largely agree. I largely agree, man. Like Nkunku doesn't move the needle at all. So it's like, what is actually the point? Are you trying to improve the team with quality or with quantity? And like you said, if United is struggling, you're 14th, adding more numbers doesn't improve you at all. If anything, it just makes you worse because it makes the problems that you actually have, which is getting rid of people, even harder. You know,
Ex-
if there's just
ex-
more bodies.
Exactly. Like if this was Liverpool, like I said, like because you guys are first, if this was Liverpool at depth, let's say Luis gets injured, you need somebody to rotate in. Cool, that's fine because you already have the foundations in place. So depth, adding more depth is fine. That's cool because we adding more depth to a team that's already competing for the title is never a bad thing because you already have the quality.
Mm.
But when you're missing the quality, then you can't afford quantity. Like you said, you need to add the quality first before we even talk about quantity. You know, so look like for example, Arsenal have the quality, but you can say they need depth because if Saka gets injured, who's going to fill in or whatever.
Mm.
So for them, that's a good. You can say okay, Nkunku for 10, 15 million, whatever. Liverpool bought Chiesa for 15 million. Nobody cares because you can afford to take that gamble. You know what I mean? Because you can afford
Mm.
that luxury, but we can't. So that's what I'm saying. We can't afford to just say, "Oh, okay, Nkunku is available. Let's get rid of Rashford." No, it doesn't work like that. So for me, I see the only place I'm signing now from our players that raised the team, that raised the floor of the team, that improved the team, like Nuno Mendes. That's a signing that makes sense. You know what I mean? That makes sense. He's one of the best left backs in the world. So he would improve the team because we don't have a current left back playing. Malaysia has finished. Like Malaysia's finished. Shaw has not played this season. He's finished. Let's be honest. He's retired. So you can look at Nuno Mendes and say, okay, one of the best left backs in the world. He can play wing back, raises the floor of the team. That makes sense. Alphonso Davis, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Sounds like this makes sense. Even whatchamacallit, Danny Almo, that makes sense. You know what I mean? But in Nkunku, doesn't make sense. That's actually, man. I'm not like Nkunku to me, man. Abdullah, man. Nkunku, let's be honest, man. Nkunku's he's an average player, man. Like he's.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think he's played enough at Chelsea to really give.
SK, how old is he turning this year?
That has nothing to do with what I just said. That doesn't.
No. It has everything to do with
It has
what I'm
nothing
trying
to do
to.
with what I said.
I know it has nothing to do with what you said. It's what I'm trying to lead you to. How old is he turning this year?
That's a deflection. Okay, he's 27. What is that?
No, it's not a deflection. How old is he turning this year?
He's 27, bro. It's still December 31st, bro.
Wait, what year?
Well, it's 2025 in South Africa. He's turning 28 this year. Turning 28 this year. In 2025.
But Jimmy, because before you come in, this was the Dalai Lama now. It's a number 10. But Palmer was playing as a winger last year. When Maresca came in now, it's more of a number 10, and that is the best position of Nkunku. And I'm you can't displace Palmer on the team right now because he's the face of the club and he's the
best player of the team.
Professionally, the superstars in the club. He's the best player.
But that doesn't make him average. Just because if he can't displace Cole Palmer, like I don't know.
That's he's average.
Even if
that's not the reason he's average. That's the problem. That's not the reason he's average, and which is why I'm trying to lead you to SK. He's turning 28 this year. 28 years old this year. When did you sign him?
Yeah, we signed him last year though. It's 27 already. He's turning 28. Bro.
Yeah, he's turning 28 this year. When did you sign him? You signed him like 2 years ago at this point, I guess. 2023. So it'll be 2 years at the end of the season. Within 2 years, while he's turning 28, he's shown no qualities on the pitch to show you that he can actually be a viable option in this league. Yes or no? Like, if you think he has, sure, you can say it. But yes or no? Has he shown you any qualities while he's been on the shores of England that he can be a viable option in England?
I mean, I think he's played well when he's gone a consistent run of games. So clearly, he has injury problems, which I'm not really denying.
And that's another thing.
Which and like I said, I'm not even trying to argue that Chimere is wrong for not wanting him at Man United, because like if you have a injury-prone player that isn't going to really elevate the ceiling of a team that's currently floundering, he's not really the type of player that's going to put like the team on his back. So I don't fully disagree with that. I just wouldn't call him an average player. That's basically what I'm saying.
The reason why I think it's okay to think that he's average to decent is this is 2 going to 3 years removed from the last time he was actually consistently good. When you look at the sum of what he's actually given within the last 3 years, that is not a good player. That is not the making of a good player. 3 years is a long time. That is a good enough sample size to say, okay, at this stage in your career, you're no longer good. At this stage in your career, what we can project moving forward if you leave Chelsea isn't a good sign. Which is why I think it's fair to say he's average.
You can say that, but I'm just saying it hasn't been 3 years, though. It's been like a year and a half. And even then, it's not even really been like
No, it's 3.
So where do you guys think Nkunku will end up at? Because he wants to go in January. He wants to leave. He wants to go.
No, let him go.
He wants to play more.
Let him go.
Just already tell him already. Whoever wants to buy him needs to pay the money. That's a demand for 60 million or a swap deal. That's what they want.
I think Nkunku should be looking in Saudi.
Saudi?
Saudi.
What?
Nkunku, man, Nkunku, man, he can
Whoa,
go to,
that's big.
he can go to Tottenham. He can go to, he can go to what you call. I mean, he has options, man.
I mean, the issue is there's not really any club that can afford to spend 60 mil on him. So
There's no way
they're definitely not going to get.
you're not gonna get 60 mil from
Because
him.
how much he spent again? I'm like,
It's
wasn't it
like
like 40 mil?
No, we bought him
it's
60
more than
million.
40.
No, we bought him
You ain't gonna
60.
get 60 mil for him. That's impossible.
No, we do.
Yeah,
We
that's
do.
not
Chimega, we do. That's how much we bought him. I'm not kidding. That's how much we bought him from Leipzig.
But even
No, but I'm
60
saying they're
million.
not going
but
to.
even Tottenham,
They're not going to.
like, is it actually a smart signing for Tottenham to pay 40, 50, 30 mil
But
for a
but
guy that
but
isn't?
but Chris, the question is the two clubs want him in January, which is Arsenal, Manchester United. That's the
Allegedly.
that's the club that
Are we
wants him.
sure?
I'm like,
Allegedly.
okay,
No. Are we sure?
allegedly, yes.
I don't believe that.
You don't
I
believe
don't
that?
believe that. No, it just it doesn't make sense.
Wow, that's the report. So that's the report I'm
So it
saying.
doesn't
Though.
make sense from. It doesn't make sense for me.
Personally, it doesn't make sense for anyone in the Prem to have seen him in the Prem and think, "Oh wow, I can spend 40 mil on him, and he makes us better." Like I don't see a work. I can see Spurs paying 40 mil for him and it doesn't work out. But if I'm advising Spurs, why would you spend 40 mil on a guy that's close to and not guarantee of being a goal getter in this league? You know.
No, I could believe Arsenal because Saka's injured, and they might be their best option available in January. As far as United, no, I don't see it. You're not gonna get Kavra in January. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get on whatchamacallit January. No big club is selling their star winger in January. 9 times out of 10, they could say, okay, it's our best option. We need some depth. We need someone to help us manage until Saka gets back. From that perspective, I could see that making sense. But for United, I just don't see how from any perspective. Even if Chelsea even do a swap deal for Rashford, it doesn't make sense for Chelsea because
No. I mean, it would make sense for Chelsea because
it wouldn't make
they need more
sense at
wingers.
all because
They need.
it wouldn't make sense at all because high wages. How would that make sense? That's been in bad form the past 2 years. How would that make sense?
Well, like you just said right now, if Nkunku doesn't want to play here anymore, and they already know that they can't really get any. It depends on how highly what they rate Rashford in the first place. Which, granted, like you said, he's been on bad form for the last 2 years, right? But if you're trying to, I guess, kind of salvage what you can of this Nkunku deal, especially if you know you're not gonna get much money like for him in the first place. It would depend on how much you could try to coax Man United for like money plus Rashford. I would probably be my guess, but
Would you want Rashford
because you also have to keep in mind.
as a Chelsea fan? Would you want Rashford?
I mean, I wouldn't mind him as backup because like Nkunku, because right now, if let's say Nkunku leaves, right, and this whole Mudryk thing, he like gets banned or whatever, so that means the only wingers Chelsea have would be Madueke, Neto, and then Sancho. And then obviously you're going through the rest of the season, especially if they end up going deep in the Conference League, which they probably would. And if they're going through the FA Cup and the Prem, so you're going to need more than 3 wingers to do that, especially considering that Maresca's tactical style is like very like physically demanding of wingers in the first place.
Mm.
But it all just depends on what your options are. Like,
And I just don't see it happening. I don't see that.
oh no, I definitely don't see it happening. But I'm just saying, like, there's not like there's no rationale there from a
Yeah, but
Chelsea
it's
point of view. Is basically what I'm saying.
I mean, he's 27. He's gonna be 28 next year. Wages, like, I don't see how that makes sense when you guys been building the squad. I don't. He goes away from the way you guys have been trying to build the squad.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And like I said, it really just also depends on, I guess, what position Chelsea are in to get top four. Because like for Chelsea this season, like top four is like pretty much a must. Like they have to for like their whole financial thing. So
For the project.
not even for the project, like literally for their whole amortization finance. Because you have to keep in mind, like all those like deals that Chelsea like decide to spread out, they're gonna have to start paying up on it. So they're gonna need as much revenue as they can get from obviously from like the different competitions to help offsize that. So
But guys, can I call myself crazy and say I can see Arsenal buying him though? Am I crazy to say that?
Nkunku
Marcus
or
Rashford?
Rashford.
Yes.
I can see that happening.
I can see Arsenal buying him
I can
though.
see it happening, but I don't. But at the same time, it depends how much will Arsenal be willing to pay. I think Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal will pay a crazy price for Nkunku. I think they'll walk away. I think Arsenal. Honestly, I can see Arsenal going for January. That's what I can see. Because there's no way he's staying at Gala for the whole season. That's not possible. Like I don't see. Like they have an agreement that in January he would leave. That's what I can see happen. I can see Arsenal going for Victor Osimhen because they can look at it and say we're in attack, and he's our best option available currently, and he would improve the team. So I can see Arsenal going for that.
I mean, do you also think Arsenal need another creator to help especially since Saka is going to be out until like what, February?
Yeah, but at the same time, like that's something they can focus on in the summer. But they just needed some more. They need some more goals in their team. I just mean like scoring. I just mean like a guy who can produce. You know what I'm saying? They don't really have a Haaland and KDB, and they won the Prem. Arsenal didn't have that. They didn't have those two guys from nothing. They had a well-oiled system. But when you look at the teams that won the Prem, Salah, Trent, those are two guys who can just create goals from nothing. You know, you could be playing like crap, and then Salah just does something amazing. Trent does something amazing. Also, the guy who can do that is Saka. Odegaard is a good player. But he's not on that level. He's not on that level. Saka is the only player who has that on their team. So when you look,
Well, I will say this though, I do think the Arsenal like scoring thing is a bit overstated because like even if when you look at their last, like we look at their run of games since like November, which is around the time that Odegaard came back, there's really only been like 3 games that they haven't scored more than 1 goal in. So I do agree that their offense is definitely like more one-dimensional. And everything, but I also do think part of that is just because they never really replaced Xhaka, and that has just kind of led to specifically like their left side, like the wingers just like always like really isolated, whether it's like Martinelli or Trossard or whoever is playing there.
it's also Arteta.
Because even
I thought Chris was saying something.
no, you weren't saying anything.
No, but
You say it was also Arteta's.
maybe it's not about saying maybe Arteta's telling the wingers to play that way. Like I said, so need more quality in attack, but Osimhen is the best player they can get at the moment. So who the best available players at the moment for them? And to me, that's Osimhen because at the end of the day, he adds goal. You know what I mean? So you can play Havertz as a second striker, which is the best role. Then they still have some quality in their team, you know. So it's like, but as then beefing up the creativity and attacking the team. That's why I think cost them the time. That's why I think gave City the league last year because against Tottenham, that's where KDB and Haaland, 2 moments of brilliance. You know, KDB and then Haaland. I think was it a pen Haaland scored? Yeah, KDB for the pass and then brilliance. So that's the thing. Like even Liverpool, like that's why because Salah they have special players. Salah and Trent can just conjure up something from nothing. You need special players. You can't just rely on the system. Like people talk about this. System is helps, but you need special players at the end of the day who can conjure moments from nothing. Liverpool have that. Saka and it's Trent and Salah. That's why they're special. You know, those guys just out of nothing. Liverpool could be playing horrible. Salah can just score, can do something, or Trent can make a crazy pass, crazy cross. Liverpool are right back in the game. You know, lacking that. City had that, not this year, but they had that in the past. You know, had that. So every team needs that. Arsenal need that if they want to take the next level. So for me, whoever the best available option is in January, go for it. Whether whoever, if it's Osimhen, then go for it. You know.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I definitely see what you're saying. Like, they need game breakers.
Yeah, because that's what I think hurts them. Like even in Europe, they don't have like that's what hurt them against Bayern. They have Harry Kane, that other, you know what I mean? Even Kimmich is a game breaker.
But my question is, Chelsea Arsenal already paid 65 million for Kai Havertz. Are they willing? They want to pay that 60 million for Nkunku? Bring it on. We have the money. Bring it on. Spend the money. No problem. We are ready to sell. Spend the money.
Like I think they're gonna
spend the money.
I lie. I think they're gonna go for Arsenal in January. They're gonna go after. For me, that's just what I see. Like I don't know if Chelsea makes sense for Chelsea. Like I don't know if it makes sense for you.
Hello.
I don't know if it makes sense for Chelsea because if I Osam is a guy that needs to be playing week in week out. That's just me. I'll make Jackson a backup, and I think Jackson is better than just relegated to a backup. Osimhen and Jackson is large to the point where it's like Osimhen should come in and just. But for Arsenal, you know what I mean. I see Osimhen as a gap for what they have.
I think Chelsea can look at it in the way that they did under what's his name, Carlo Ancelotti, in 2008-9 and 9-10 specifically under Ancelotti, where they had the two strikers, Anelka and Drogba. You know, two different strikers that offered different things, and they also had other options that are in other forwards that could play striker, but they were primarily on the wing in Kalu and Maluda. And it's like if you sign an Osimhen, you know, it gives you a different option and also higher level.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys saw the report. Maresca has already told the Chelsea board he won the striker this January. That is the reason they want to sell Nkunku. Because they know if they sell Nkunku, they will be able to buy a striker. They know that for sure. Nkunku has already said he wants to leave because of playing time. This is my own take about the striker option now. And as much as I trust Nicola Jackson, because he's kind of improved a lot this season, we have a problem with low block. I don't trust Jackson when it comes to low block. And we saw it yesterday when we played Ipswich against Fulham and against Everton. We suffered a lot. A player like Victor Osimhen will be able to work in a low block, but you don't need to even possession the ball. Just play the ball up. Leave Osimhen alone. Let him. You know what the lab did to Chelsea yesterday? What the lab did exactly to Tosin, Levi Colwell, and Disasi yesterday. That is what Osimhen is going to do for majority of the defenders in Premier League.
It's different because Chelsea aren't going to play a low block. Like the lab basically just was able to spin and run off of both of them.
That is who Osimhen is. That's who Osimhen is.
Yeah, but I'm saying in a low block, like you're not gonna have the space to run into because you're
Yeah, but the
gonna have.
problem is Osimhen can compete on the hair.
Yeah,
He's very good on
he's
the
very
hair.
good.
And you don't need to sometimes when you play that the team that play low block, you don't need to do possession. You can play on the transition where that is even best suited to Osimhen. He has the pace to run at. He can challenge. See, when you're playing a team like Arsenal, for example, or a team like Liverpool, for example, you can give them possession of the ball. You play on the transitional play. That's suited Victor Osimhen more and it suits Jackson more. If I'm Chelsea, I'll go for Osimhen because Osimhen put a fear into defender. You know it's Victor Osimhen. You're like, okay, I need to buckle up, man. This man is gonna give me a tough time here. I need to buckle up. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I cannot give this man a sniff. And Osimhen will challenge you because he's good on the hair. If you play on the face, he will run at you. On the hair is good also too. Do you want to have that dilemma? Just like the way we have like Drogba, because you know when Drogba play, he hardly gets injured. It will cause you problem. So buying him for me is good because that is the briefing just like giving the reporter now. We want to sell Nkunku and buy a striker. That's what they want to do. And they've been doing that briefing. And for a reporter to come out and say, these are credible reporter that say it. Magasca has told the board, I want a prolific goal scorer in January. And they will get him that striker.
How do you know
They
that?
will. My only issue is will I be able are we gonna be able to tempt Osimhen out of Galatasaray? I'm not sure of that one. I'm not sure yet.
I mean, it depends on what he wants, But how do you know the striker isn't?
How did I know what?
How do you know the striker isn't the sportage?
How do I know the striker is not
No, the
important? I
sporting
don't get
striker.
you. Like,
Okay.
okay. I don't the way Gakores play for me, I'm not so sure yet. I've watched Osimhen a lot to be able to say, okay, I can trust more of Osimhen. But I'm not sure of Gakores yet because I'm like, the striker I want, the striker I actually want for me, people might call me biased, is Alexander Isak. That's what I want. That's what I
You
want.
have Jackson. I don't know that.
Yeah, but Isak give me different aspect of the game. I like Jackson because he's someone I rate highly, but I want a different profile of game. See, I want a different profile where both of them will compete.
To me, they're both similar.
See, the problem with okay, you mean Isak and Jackson? Isak is more prolific than Jackson for me, though. Jackson is scoring good, but it's not as prolific as Isak for me.
I feel like Isak up until about a month ago was not having a good season in terms of goal scoring.
I know, but I know what Jackson will give, and I know what Isak will give. For example, now when we're playing a team that plays high line, I can rely on Jackson because I know he score. When we're playing a team that play low block, and I'm not relying on Jackson because he will struggle. It's not good on the hair.
Sure, Isaac is the guy for low block. For low block.
That's my little bit caveat, though. It's my little bit caveat. But I saw it against Arsenal, when Newcastle decided to give Arsenal the ball, and Arsenal literally just possession and play, and Newcastle just go on a low block and boom, 1-0 Isak score.
Isak to me, watch Isaac. He looks like a transition. He's the guy who's better in transition. Because Newcastle, the way Newcastle play, they play in the transition. I mean, also him that makes out of Jackson. That gives you a different profile. Isaac, I don't know, man. I don't see it. Isaac, I don't know. Isaac, he probably end up joining Arsenal or something.
You'll see it with Isaac very soon, bro. Don't worry, you'll see it.
No, I rate Isaac. I just think Gyökeres is better. That's all. I think Gyökeres is better. Like I would, if I were to just to pay, like if you said pay 70 mil, you can get Isak and Gyökeres for 70 mil. Which to lead your line? I'll pick Gyökeres. That's just me because he's more complete. He's better in the air. He's also technical, so he's not as technical as Isaac. Good on the eye, eye test Isaac, but he's technical. He can pass the ball. He has good vision.
Isaac,
But does he have that physical profile though?
Isaac, to me, I mean, I see some flaws in this game. Bigger team. That's my opinion.
No, but Ochime, I was like Yorkers. How would you rate like his physical profile though, in terms of like his burst of speed? You know, like not technical, sorry, strength, like movement, that kind of stuff.
Is high. His physical attributes are high. But what I see, that's actually his strong suit.
I know, I know you don't care about league like that, you know, but patterns are patterns. Isn't there even like a little bit of a reservation that goals in the Portuguese league historically haven't translated in other leagues? And it's not just that. And it's the fact that you're 26 going to 27 by the time you eventually leave this club in the summer next season. It'll be your first time actually joining a club where there's expectations to succeed right now. And if you don't do it right now, you can literally be lynched, you know, because he's probably going to join a huge club at that point.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a little...
I think
No.
But I think, Chris, I think that would depend on where the strength of the said player comes from. Though. Like if it's just them using their physicality on players from said league, then basically the question is that league physical enough to match like the Premier League's intensity or not? Like, you know what I mean? Or if it's more of like a technical thing, then the question is, are they, like, whatever they're doing, are they going to get the space and time to do it? Do they need such space and time to do it? And I just kind of annoyed because like I've not really watched much tape on him, so I cannot answer that until I see that for myself. But yeah, those are usually what I tend to look for if it's about, you know, players, especially that like play in like especially in a different league to like the top 5 league.
I think when it comes to league, the reason why I don't look at the league per se, unless it's the Dutch league, is because they come on. But the reason why I don't look at the league
What was that?
No, you can't do that shit. I just go.
Come on, bro.
Yo.
Like the freaking what's it called? What's it called? What's the team class or whatever? Like, come on, man. But like even White Horse is pumping it. Let's be honest. But
I respect Weghorst, bro. He was good in the Bundesliga. Oh wait,
the reason why
probably don't care about that.
The reason why I don't look at the league per se is because if I can look at a player and say, okay, this guy's only scoring because he's on in that league or whatever, then but I look at players' profile. Like you can look at Gyökeres and say the guy has good moves. He has a good burst of speed. He's strong to hold off defenders. He's intelligent. He can link up attributes and say you can put in a league and he will play well. Because when you look at, for example, outside of Sporting, he still played well. You know what I mean? And I know we want to talk, but it's still an English league. He was scoring goals in the championship as well. It shows he scores goals, whether it's for his country, whether it's for Sporting, whether it's in England, goals, because attributes have translated. So that's my whole thing. So if you put him in a team where we're looking at the way he plays, I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar. I'm not saying he's going to be Haaland, but we never know. But I'm saying, like, looking at his attributes, looking at the way he plays, looking at good enough in there. He's not great in there, but he's good enough in the air where it's not a weakness.
But the reason I get what you said with what's called Victor Gyökeres, but I need to see more sample size because he's been in Portugal league. I'm a little bit not sure yet. But the reason I would love to go for Isaac or Osimhen is I've seen more of Isaac play, and I'm like, okay. We've self have a struggle with low block since the last time we won out of low block was under Antonio Conte when we won the league. Since then, we have been struggling with low blocks. We do not have that profile. Costa was the only profile we have after Didier. So we need a different profile of player where we have problem with low block. We can actually trust the play. That's why if you look Everton, Palace, Nottingham Forest, we struggle a lot. Why? Because they're gonna pack the bus. Fulham, If we stand yesterday, we struggle because low block was there. So you need a different profile of player where you don't need to play possession football. Just play the ball on the hair. Don't worry, it will compete. Imagine having a player like Victor Osimhen in the team where
Isaac isn't good in the air.
So you believe Isaac is more on the feet than on the hair?
Yeah, he's definitely a bolter.
That's why
He's definitely a bolter feet type of
we
player.
say him playing for a big club. Let's say he plays for Chelsea, right? To me, he's worse than Jackson for Chelsea because one, Jackson is good from what I see. It's not like he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not put in the air, not a weakness for him. But for Isak, that's a weakness. So he's not gonna help him compete
Jackson's not good
in the air. He's good. Isaac is a guy, people think because of the way he plays, he's graceful. He's a guy for he's not a guy for low blocks. He's a guy when he needs space. You know what I mean? Look at his best games. If you watch his best games for Newcastle, they're all in games where they've had space. Like tell me the games against the smaller teams where they've had less space that Isaac has been rapper.
You know, I agree. He struggles. The last one I saw was against Arsenal. The way he scored on the head, he scored with his head. I'm like ahead of Saliba and Gabriel. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like, even the goal against,
but it's 24, so he can always improve.
Even the goal against Liverpool,
25.
That wasn't Liverpool. Don't play no low block.
Yeah, he scored against Liverpool. He scored against Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal don't play no low block. So that's when we're saying we're gonna get Isaac. He's gonna play for a big club. Let's say you want to play him for. Let's say today, 90% of the teams are gonna play defensively against Arsenal. They're gonna dominate in the Premier. If it's not Chelsea,
I mean,
Man City.
I mean, to be fair, he scored against
Forest. I mean, that's good, but that's a small sample size compared to the others of him not struggling against teams that play in a low block. That's what I'm saying. The evidence shows me because Sporting, most of the games are against a low block because they're the best team in their league, 99% of the time. So the evidence shows you Gyökeres can do it in the low block. When you look at Isaac, I don't see it because even Sweden, they don't play a low block. Sweden don't play half the time, in Europe. He plays for Sweden. They don't play against low blocks half the time. So that's he's going to play for a big club, a team that's going to control the possession 60, you know what I'm saying, 90% of the time. I don't see it working. Like, if you tell me he's going to play for, like, Atletico or something, yeah, for them. But I'm just saying, just go watch all of Isak's goals. You know what I'm saying? I'm just analyzing Isak. I rate him as a player. But for me, Jackson for Chelsea, I don't see Isak. Isak to me is a downgrade for what you guys want to do. Just me personally, Gyökeres, because I can look at his attributes. I'm not talking about the league. I'm just looking at his attributes as a player. He has good vision. He can link up play. He's good enough in there where it's not a weakness. You can plug attributes translate. That's why whenever he plays for Sweden, he still scores. That's why, like it was a chance of goals. It's a different league. Every league he's been in, he scored goals because his skills translate. For me, I don't see Isaac in that same way. There's no knock on Isaac. I think but he has flaws that I think will hinder him from being a success in the big club. That's why if I'll be skeptical about spending on Isaac because the league isn't that important. If the guy's profile doesn't match the club you're in, it doesn't matter what league he's in. It's not going to work out. It's that.
Yeah, I agree with what you said.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the reason because Chelsea already briefing the people already that they want to sell Nkunku to buy a prolific goal scorer, and it's been out already in the past like 1 to 2 hours ago that when they sell Nkunku, they want to go for traditional and Maresca said the board, I want a prolific goal scorer, which shows me that Maresca feels because of the low block, the way we struggle with low block, we might need a different profile of player that can actually break that barrier, which Jackson doesn't do. That's what tells me. And we're looking at different profile of player. I'm like, okay, what do you want to go? I'm hearing the lab. I'm learning so many. And I'm like, okay, if you sell Nkunku for me, you have to buy someone else. Who? We have to wait and see, but we have to do because what we're gonna do this, especially the January, is more of outgoing first before incoming. That's what we're gonna do most. Sell players first to recoup money, then before buying. But since Maresca said they want a striker now, they'll have to buy him a striker. We are not paying 150 million for
That's-
Isaac. I'm sorry, Chelsea's not paying that. I don't even think anybody's
No, I'm
paying
saying for
that.
Chelsea specifically. I'm just talking about the club. For Chelsea, I'm like if Isaac was playing, Isaac is to me. I think Newcastle's like. I think he's fine where he's at because to me he doesn't have the skills. To me, have the all the qualities. To me, he's like this guy can play in any system, and he's gonna bang and go. Kane. He's not like that kind of striker where you put him in a team, and it's like he's gonna transcend goals. I don't see that. You know what I mean? So I think he's fine where he is. Honestly, Isaac isn't the kind of striker I would prioritize. I would look at guys like Victor Osimhen and Gyökeres before I look at Isaac. I think those guys are guys that you could put in teams because most of the time when you're playing, most teams are going to defend against you. You know what I mean? So you have to think about, analyze that first, okay, if 90% of the time. And even Osimhen is still good when you're playing in transition because he's good and he's good on the counterattack. So it's a win-win because he's great in the air. Napoli, they're one of the best teams in Europe possession-wise. So you can know he's good against is there. You know what I mean? So, but for Isaac, not the case. So, you know what I'm saying? When I gather the evidence and I look at what the data says, Osimhen would be the choice.
So, Chimi, let me hear your thoughts. I'm not going to Madrid. How do you feel? And Chris has already said his mind about them. How do you feel as a rival watching Alexander Arnold to Real Madrid? Alfonso Davies will also join. Imagine a Madrid team: Jude, Vini, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Arnold, Alfonso Davies. Ah, my goodness. Hi, that's the Galacticos team, man.
But I
Damn.
don't think people realize how serious it would be if Trent joined Real Madrid, bro. Trent potential. I don't think people realize that.
And I'm hearing they want to go for Xabi Alonso as the new manager for
I'm saying, but
2025.
people don't understand how good like people don't understand how good Trent, like he's a go right back potential. That's how good he is. Like as a rival fan, I would love Trent to like I don't think Liverpool would be the same team if Trent left. That's a special player. That's like I'm just being real. Trent is that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a goal level player. Like, I don't think they'll be the same team. So me looking at United fan, I'll be if Trent left, I'll be happy. Like that's one less player to have to worry about. You know what I mean? And I don't think you can't replace. His qualities are just it's hard to find them. It's like
It is hard to find. It is hard to find.
yeah, it's hard to find. Like it's like having
It is.
a guy that can pass is insane. You know what I mean? Like it's like David Beckham as a right back or like back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. So for me, like,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, I'm saying this as a, I'm not saying this as a rival. I think for him, Real Madrid is the move to make because potential to be the GOAT right back. He has a potential to make. That's how he'll really make his name. Like I'm saying, like especially when you look at the success
Yep.
that Jude Bellingham had there. I think now English players aren't as scared or British players aren't as used to play for Madrid now because Bell had success there.
Mm-hmm.
Bellingham now, you know what I mean? So,
Yep. Just imagine Alfonso Davies on the left, Trent on the right, Mbappe, Vini,
that's a serious
Rodrigo,
team, man.
Jude.
So
Wow. Damn, that's the Galacticos team. My goodness.
Yeah,
Chineke. I don't want to face that team in Champions League. Just right up the UCL. Just right up the UCL. Just stick it. It's over.
It just depends on what.
Do you know how many quality? That's the quality team. The amount of creativity in that team.
But it just depends
my goodness.
on what Trent wants personally. If he wants, if
I agree.
If Liverpool is really like, you know what I'm saying, like that's what he said. That's just what.
No, Liverpool doesn't want to pay the money. The problem is Trent wants 450 based on the report. Salah wants
450. That's a
450.
lot of money.
Van
Bro.
Dijk wants 450. Liverpool are not paying that. Liverpool are not paying that for the three of them.
But
The
to
three
be
of them, Liverpool are not paying
What
that.
you meant, Trent?
Sorry,
To be what you meant, Trent's one of those players, man. But like you can pay. Like, bro, he deserves his money. Like, I get that's a lot of money, but bro, when you can't replace the quality of guy, you gotta pay him, man. Because you don't have anybody. There's nobody in Europe. Like, he's the best player in the position. It's not close. Like, I'm not even trying. I'm just being
Yeah.
honest. So, who are you going to get that's close to his level as a Liverpool? You know what I'm saying? If you're a Liverpool, I don't know if Chris is hearing me, but
I'm hearing you. I hear everything you say. And
close to his level if you're Liverpool.
Who are you going for,
So,
Chris? Who?
that's what I'm saying. So for
Chimera,
me,
imagine the actual Liverpool fans saying, "Just sell him out of emotion. Just sell him because of pride." Like, are people hearing this? Oh, man,
don't
are they hearing themselves?
basically pay most of their players like minimum wage. So.
man, personally, bro, I'm just keeping it real, man. In the personally, and I know we've seen Danny Alves, but Trent's the best right back I've seen. Like, I think he's better than Danny Alves. So for me,
I'm not mad at it.
Bro, like, you can't, like, just look at the way he passes the ball for a right back is ridiculous. It's like that,
Bro, he's literally David Beckham. Like, he's David Beckham. He's David Beckham. But like this is like in terms of like we don't know the actual gospel truth of if he's actually asking for 450K or not. But even if he is, this is my issue with FSG. I already said this earlier. I'm not FSG out like most people, but I'm not like pro FSG. Like, FSG have been competent owners, but in order to be the best, to maximize everything to the scale of club Liverpool are, we shouldn't be having competent owners. We should be having owners that do everything to ensure that the team is maximized. The issue with FSG is they be penny pinching too much. Penny pinching too much. In order to be the best, if you want the biggest and best talent, you need to be willing to pay the money. And it's not like we're broke. We make a lot of money. For the last couple of years, we've been making the most money in England, and now we're not willing to pay the most to the best players. You're gonna lose out to players. What's up?
Exactly.
What's your question, bro?
In the last 5 years, what's like since y'all won the Premier League, what's the most high profile transfer y'all had? Would you say it was Thiago?
Yeah, it was Thiago.
And even that,
I would say probably Darwin.
Was it like 30 mil?
Whether the whole Chimera, like in terms of what? Because we paid the most for Darwin, yes, but in terms of the level of the player that we were scouting and looking out for and who we signed, Thiago easily.
No, I think, but I think where SK is as far as like a player that most big clubs in Europe are going for money in for them per se.
Yeah,
that's why I said Darwin.
Okay. Sure.
Well, I was more so talking about their reputation coming into the club. Like,
yeah, reputation, it's Thiago for sure. Like, in terms of like the scale of star that he was before, the player was before joining, it's Thiago for sure.
So I guess my question is, how many Thiago level signings do you think they would even be willing to do? And how many do you think? Because I guess, like, how many do you, like, let's say worst case scenario, right? Like, Liverpool lose Trent, and let's say they keep Salah and Van Dijk for like another 2 years, right? How many like Thiago-ish type of signings do you think they would need to be doing in, like, let's say the next 4 or 5 years to keep Liverpool on this trajectory of
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Will I think they need to do it, or will I think they will actually do?
Both, because they whatever you think they should do and what they actually do is never usually the same number.
Yes, generally not the same. What I think they should do it. So I'm not mad at not looking for another high profile 28, 29-year-old. No. I just want signed quality that can maximize the team right now. Whether that's a 22, 23-year-old or a 29, 28-year-old, I'm not fussy on that specifically per se. I'm just about sign the player that makes you better today. So just in terms of whether will sign like a superstar or whether we just sign like a high quality player. So just in regards to that. But now in terms of if we let Trent go, how much trust can I actually put into the board to replace him adequately? I don't know, bro. Like, let's be real. Outside of Kunate, we haven't signed a centre back since I think since Virgil, like a first team centre back. I mean, since Virgil, because the year Virgil got injured in 2020, 2021, he got injured in September. December we were first, and then Matip and Gomez got injured in January around there. While they got injured, this stupid club decided to sign Ben Davies from the Championship and decided to sign Kabak from Schalke, and Schalke was battling relegation at the time.
Oh, I
And
remember
they
that
thought
guy.
that, yeah, and
He
they
was
thought that,
crap.
oh wow, bro, he was crap. He was crap. And in their minds, they're like, oh, this is adequate signings. And imagine we're first at that point. We're first. So that is evidence amongst a whole heap of different evidence, but that is evidence that shows me that, yo, I can't bank on you replacing a high level player with another one. No. Like,
Chris,
I don't really trust you like that. So the
no, but Chris,
smartest
the
thing to
only
do is while you have the superstar, keep hold of him. Do everything you can to keep hold of him, man.
no, but Chris, that's the player.
Yeah,
When it comes to a player like Trent, if I'm the best player in my position, I know that's not that. Look at my production for the past 5 years since I've been to this club. But just give me my money, man. I want to be paid. I want to be paid like I'm the best in my position, which I am. Just give me my money. Like, that's how. I mean, just give the man his money. That's how it is.
I'm with
Like,
you,
at the end of
bro.
the day,
Yeah, but Chimmy, Liverpool or let me just not even FSG are not known for or for paying players what they're worth. Full
but
stop.
you're not. But you're not
Would
getting.
you agree or disagree with that?
You're not getting
100%. They're
better.
not. They're not.
Chimmy, do you know what their other players are on?
I'm saying, but you're not getting better than Trent. It's
But,
impossible.
I'm not saying you're wrong. But I'm just saying the principle of how their ownership acts. They're going. This is going to be like pulling teeth, bro.
Like,
Bro.
and I could somewhat understand.
Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Luis Diaz on like 30K a week?
I think he's on like 60.
No, but I could somewhat even understand. So like, it's like, okay, you can use the age thing if you want to make that excuse. You can make if you want to use that excuse, sure. But for Trent, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Pay him. You can't use age. You can't use. There's no excuse. Trent is what? Still 24, about 24. So,
Nah, he's 26. 26.
oh,
He was born in
26. I mean,
98.
still,
Yeah,
so
but
saying he hasn't even hit his prime yet. Well, he's in his prime right now, but he still had to pay him. You know what I mean? Because for me, bro, like not only that, but you let him go to you let him go to European right even more. So I don't think that makes sense. You know what I mean? From a Liverpool
I
perspective.
mean, Chris. Okay,
So
Chris. Let me ask you. Like, if they gave Trent the offer that he want, do you think he would stay, or do you still think he'd want to go to Madrid for?
I think he would stay.
Obviously.
I think
this
he would stay.
this is my personal opinion on the matter between all three of them to an extent. I think what's holding up their contract isn't just financial. It's also ambition from the club in the sense that I need to know the plan of the club moving forward. Trent, like Mary said, he's about to hit his physical prime. So he's essentially investing in his body for he's investing his body to the next club that he's going to sign for basically the rest of his career. Now if he's going to invest into Liverpool, he needs to know where we're going to be next season, the season after that. What are we actually going to do, as well as are we going to re-sign the other superstars and what's his name, Virgil and Salah, for example. If Trent were to leave, if I'm Salah, I'm looking at this ownership like that. These niggas ain't serious. Yo, I'm dipping. Like, they're not trying to maximize me. Like, if they're not doing everything that they can to keep hold of this dude while he wants to stay, they're not trying to maximize me. I'm leaving. And I'm doing the same thing if I'm Virgil, you know? Like, that's me and that's my personal opinion, you know?
Yeah, you said the same thing before because it's gonna be a little bit weird. It's gonna be like a slap in the Liverpool face for Arnold to leave. Salah will be like, okay, what the fuck is here? I'm done. I'm out of here. Same thing with Van Dijk. Van Dijk will like, I can't stay here anymore. I'm done. Because they're making at it that okay, Arnold is a generational talent when it comes to right back. So bro, you cannot tie him down and you expect to tie us down. We are gone. And if I'm saying it right now, live now, if Liverpool lose Arnold, Salah, and Van Dijk, it's over. Just
Oh yeah,
forget.
they're
See,
finished. They're
forget
finished.
about it. Start
I don't
competing
lie.
for top 10. That's it. Start competing for top 10. I'm not
I don't
kidding.
lie. I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand. Van Dijk and Trent, those are losing three close to GOAT level players. Like those players are the GOATs for their positions in the Prem. You know what I mean? You can make
Mm-hmm.
the case a lot to GOAT that Van Dijk is a GOAT Prem center back and Trent is a GOAT
Mm-hmm.
Prem right back. So it's ordinary players.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
are,
you
those
probably
are
have to give Trent the right back one, to be honest. But who is he competing with? Gary Neville? Like,
no, Trent is
come
definitely
on,
the GOAT.
dog.
It's better than that.
No, to
Level.
me,
Stop it.
Trent is arguably Trent has GOAT. Like if he goes to Madrid, I think he can end up being a GOAT right back. I think Madrid is a move to make for him if he if he has the ambition to be the GOAT at his position. Because at the end of the day, like I mean, he's already won. If he assuming Liverpool wins the Prem Champions League, I mean, that's more than Stevie G did for Liverpool, is it not? So he has a. If he stays Liverpool his whole career, he has a chance to be arguably the greatest Liverpool player. You see, people give Stevie G that nod for whatever reason because he stayed there because he was loyal. So
Because it's Scouse.
yeah, because his guys when he tried to leave, but he was begged to stay. But that's another story.
But let's look at it because I was having a discussion with because I was like, because I'm thinking as a footballer now and as a human being also thinking about my future and everything. I know this looking at it's telling Liverpool pay me the same amount of Salah, pay me the same amount of Van Dijk because I believe I'm on the same level in
Yeah,
terms of quality
he
to
is.
them. So if Liverpool are telling him no, we're not going to pay you that amount of because we don't believe that you worth that kind of money. So I know they'll be like, okay, interesting. You don't want to pay me the money? Fine. I'm going to put my future on hold. Madrid calls. It won't reject Madrid because it will tell Madrid, okay, I'm going to give it a consideration. Madrid will pay him that money. That money is demanded from Liverpool. Real Madrid will pay him that money. And they will even pay him bonuses to that money. Because now Madrid knows how important of a player he is. And his best friend, Jude Bellingham, is in Madrid. People need to understand something. His best friend is there, which is Jude Bellingham is there. So imagine him telling Madrid, okay, I'm going to give him my okay. I'm giving you a yes. Go and negotiate with Liverpool. I'm ready to leave. Imagine Arnold leaving. Well, how do you expect Van Dijk and Salah to feel? They'll feel stupid now. They'll be like, okay, so if you cannot tie down Arnold, you're supposed to tie us down. We are done. It's over.
Either sign all of them or let all of them go. Two of them because
Mm-hmm.
if you're not signing all of them, what's the point of them? What is the point of any one of them being there? Be there. Why is
To get top 4.
I'm saying so. Why would Trent win Champions League and La Ligas and Real Madrid and also have his name be up there in Ballon d'Or? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. While Van Dijk
Chris, bro,
Van Dijk is 33 years of age for top 4. He wants to win more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you look at Salah. Salah's 32. He don't have time for top 4 now. He wants to just win. He wants to win titles. Period. He wants another Champions League.
as a Liverpool
Yeah.
fan,
Huh?
I was gonna ask Chris, as a Liverpool fan, are you worried that this can turn into another 2010 to 2015 type of situation, though?
Oh, 100%. 100%, bro. I have
Isn't
no
Alisson already
confidence.
leaving too, right? That's why they got in that. Isn't Alisson already leaving, right? That's why they got in that Valencia guy.
Well, I think his contract runs out in 2027. So, yeah, it's like 2 years left after this season. But I didn't like. I was telling up the lie at the beginning of this. I didn't like that signing just because this team has holes, and you understood the team has holes. And instead of fixing those holes, you look at the one department where we actually don't have a need because our backup is a very good backup.
Mama, you go and buy a goalkeeper. I'm like, why are you spending money on a goalkeeper?
Yeah.
I don't
Like
understand
he's a good
Liverpool.
goalkeeper,
Whole
but it's
recruitment
like,
has been shocking.
what are you?
Their recruitment has been very shocking. I'm confused, man.
Yeah,
Like, what the
no, like
heck?
he's a good goalkeeper and all, but like what message are you actually sending? Are you trying to send the message that yeah, we're done with the old guard and we want to start a new era? Because if we're gonna do that, bro, sell all of them and let's try for top six next season, and then watch how everything that you've done is a sackable offense.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
It's beyond joke for me. The way Liverpool move in the market is a joke. The way they move in the market is a joke.
I mean,
It's a joke because the signing has been very shocking. The signing has been
to
very,
be
very
honest, man,
shocking.
like, yeah, but at the same time, it's hard because the thing that makes you great is also the thing that bites you in the end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you had success over a long time, you think let's keep doing that thing, and then the thing that makes you great. For example, right? If you're a great, if like for example, like if you base your success on one thing, and that thing has worked your whole life, you're not gonna stop, but it's gonna bite you in the end if you don't adapt. So for Liverpool, the fact that they
Like
don't
Klopp,
overspend on money on players, and the fact that they only buy players they need typically, team has made them what they
Mm-hmm.
are now. But at the same time, signing on low wages and making them stars has led them to where they are now. But at the same time, and they want to get paid, it might come bite you in the end. So it's like, want to, do you want to, the momentary, let's just say, okay, well, guys, we're gonna pay most of these guys, win a couple of titles, but we're not gonna pay them in the end. We're gonna suffer for a couple. In the long term, we'll be okay. I mean, that's the thing. So there's really no right when it comes to the transfer market. It just depends on what you want to do, how you want to operate it. Because then the right answer, even if they sign Salah, let's just say Salah declines next season. He probably won't. We're gonna say it's a bad deal, signing him to that deal. So it just depends momentarily. Like, but you have to take a risk. Go, whatever happens, both ways will be a risk. Business. So if they feel like okay, we're doing it the right way, and they're ready for the criticism, then they have to take it. That's how I see it. Because at the end of the day, there's no right answer. Honestly, there's no right or wrong. What happens in the future?
for me, for me, what it takes to get to the mountaintop and to be great versus what it takes to stay great isn't the same. And I feel like we got burned doing the same thing with two different things, as in what we did to be great in terms of winning the Champions League in 1819 and what we did to maintain greatness, which was reproduce that exact same thing. As in, we stood still, we didn't sign anyone in 1920. And that's a huge reason why we've always been behind in terms of squad building, in terms of ensuring that we don't have holes. Like we're always trying to cover for last season's mistake because of that rubbish that we started in 1920 of not signing anybody. So what it takes to be great versus what it takes to maintain greatness. We got burned once, and this is the opportunity to rectify that and ensure that we're not burned again. And we're not doing it. We already decided to replicate that crap by not signing anyone in
But
July,
but but
August.
but hey, this will be a slap, not even a slap. It should be like head to the goal on the boardroom and even on the ownership. If you let go of Arnold, Salah, and Van Dijk in the same season, no, not just but in the
Yeah,
same season, those three players just left your club, and you want to buy a replacement. You're buying a prospect to replace
nah,
those three of them. It should be a slap on their face, a sackable offense. I'm
but
like,
but
excuse me.
but if Trent were to leave,
Because people are saying, if Salah can go, we'll buy Mamouche, we'll buy
no,
Kudus. I'm like,
there's
those
nobody to
players you're
buy.
mentioning cannot give you what Salah gets you. I'm sorry,
There's no
they
there's
cannot.
no replacement for that. So if Salah leaves, it's over. That means it's over. They have players. Not one that's going to come in and replace Salah. Van Dijk is
Mm-hmm.
the same thing. I think at this point in his career is a little bit overrated. Personally, I still think he's a very good
Mm.
defender at this point in his career. Not in his prime, but right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as good as he was in his prime, obviously. People let Van Dijk
Mm.
leave. It'll be a hit, of course, but I think they can manage that. You know what I mean? Salah and Trent, that are the main ones
Mm-hmm.
that they can't let go. So Salah, you can't his quality. You know what I mean? He's arguably the best player in Europe right now. So and Trent
Mm.
and his production is
Mm-hmm.
insane. But I would say this though, with Trent, there's like I said, there's no player close. There's no right back on his level. But the only player that can see that can his production, if you were to sign him, would be Jeremy Frimpong. Based on what I've seen, close.
Yep.
I don't see anybody else
Mm-hmm.
close. Because just looking at Jeremy Frimpong, because he's at Leverkusen. Granted, it is a wing back system, but he was a right before, and is that's the only player I can see that is close, and he's still young too, so maybe he can grow into being close to. Because Slaughter shown he can get the best out of players. So
Yeah, I
maybe
can
with
see
that he can
Liverpool
grow
buying.
into though.
Yeah, I can see Liverpool buying him. And Chimere, this is it now. Madrid want to buy Sabi Alonso to replace Carlo Ancelotti. That's the reason they are buying this kind of player. They want to buy Alonso to replace Carlo Ancelotti. That's what they want to replace Alonso.
But to keep it,
Carlo.
I'd like to keep it real with you, man. I think Trent will stay at Liverpool. And I think Jeremy Frimpong when they get Alonso. That's what I think. I think Trent, at the end of the day, like I just don't see Liverpool. I just don't. It's not. It's one of the things I can't imagine. You know what I mean? You just can't picture it. It's like something. It's
It's like
like
Zanetti leaving Inter.
yeah. You just you know what I'm saying. You just can't. It's hard for me to picture him leaving Liverpool. I just don't see it.
Or
You know, it's
Maldini
hard.
leaving AC Milan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Scholes. You know, what I'm saying like Scholes leaving United. Could you picture it? You just can't. You just couldn't.
No.
Or like Iniesta leaving Liverpool. Like I'm not talking about players.
You know what? You know what I want to see. You know what I want to see? I want to see the tears on not Chris, because Chris is very intelligent and smart in terms of his analysis. Some Liverpool fans kind of annoy me. I want to see how the way they cry there. Look at this man, the lines man. I like this man. I would be laughing. Oh my
But my whole thing is
goodness.
like, why?
I would just be, oh
Liverpool
my
fans be
goodness.
mad about like if Trent were to win them if Trent were to win the Premier League, if he wants to go to Real Madrid isn't a Premier League rival, and even if he were to go to a Prem rival, he's giving you his all as a Liverpool player. Like you know what I'm saying,
Bro.
like so the club. You know what I mean? It's not
Bro.
it's not his fault. It's not his fault that FSG didn't want to pay him. He wants to see ambitious. So why should he be at a place he doesn't want to be just to make fans? Same fans the same fans will turn their back on him the same minute he starts. And also, like I sent that tweet in, they wanted Superman to leave his boyhood club to join them. Trent wants to leave his boyhood club.
Mm-hmm.
Like that makes sense. Like, bro, like I mean, at the end of the day,
The hypocrites.
Trent has to say what his own mind he wants to leave. So, but at the end of the day, if you were
Yep.
to leave to go to Real Madrid, like everybody should understand that. Like at the end of the day, bro, Ronaldo left United when United won 3.
Man United
And Madrid
to
were
go to
not good
Madrid.
then. They weren't
So
that.
is it Michael Owen? Wait, is it Michael Owen or Owen Hargreaves? Who live Liverpool first? Is it Michael Owen or was it Owen Hargreaves? Which one of them?
McManaman, if
No, Owen. Yeah.
Was it Owen? Is it Michael
Yeah,
Owen
Owen,
or
yeah.
Owen
Owen left.
Hargreaves? Which one of
Owen
them?
left.
McManaman. It was McManaman that left in 97.
No, Owen left it. Yeah, he went to Owen left Madrid. Owen left to go to Madrid in 03. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to leave, you know what I mean? Like the Tottenham fans say Gareth Bale was a snake for going to. So it's like why do Liverpool fans have this entitlement that Trent has to stay with them? If he doesn't want to stay, let him. Man, it's one of you. You know, I'm just gonna say the sake argument 2 Prams in the Champions League. So what more does he have done? All this came for the club, and he's played his heart out for the club, and he's given his 100% every time. If he wants to make a move for his career, then what's the problem? You know what I
Bro,
mean? It's Real Madrid.
Jameer, there are people that are literally saying if we don't sell him in January and if he signs a pre-agreement to Real Madrid, that we should bench him. We should bench him for the remainder of the season. And my thing is, from a quality on the field perspective, we're losing a lot. From a leadership perspective, we're losing a lot because he's a key member in the leadership structure. He's a highly respected player. What do you think this is going to do to the morale and the chemistry and the camaraderie amongst everyone? Like, people are so emotional.
He's quite
It's
literally
crazy.
He's quite literally your most creative player. So yeah, that's literally insane. I do
Bro.
think the only thing I will say though is if he does leave, then I think obviously like in the future, how much do you think is going to tank his Liverpool legacy if he leaves?
For me or in general? For the general person.
You could do both.
For me, bro, if he leaves, like, respect, thank you for the service, and I'm not gonna rewrite history. You've been an amazing servant. You've been the second greatest how do I call it? Second greatest local boy that I've seen after Gerrard. Amazing. Thank you so much. You're going to the one team that I hate, despise, but I'll put it to the side for you if I ever see you on the pitch. That's about it. In terms of Liverpool fans in general, bro, they're gonna hate him. He's the next Owen and Steve McManaman. Like, they're gonna hate him. Like,
no, but did they call
shame.
Suarez? Did they call Suarez a prick?
No, bro, these guys don't care. Like, they love Suarez. Bro, these guys are embarrassing. Honestly, they're embarrassing. Bro, Suarez was way more disrespectful than almost anyone, actually. And I don't hate Suarez for this.
Bro, he tried to go to Arsenal.
Bro, he tried to leave twice. Yeah, he tried to leave twice, and it was like both in low-key disrespectful manners.
He tried to go to freaking Arsenal, bro.
Yeah,
both times,
and bro, he was desperate to leave.
And technically, y'all should have sold him to Arsenal. No, we're not going to talk about that though.
No, this is what happened. To go to Arsenal. So he wanted to leave, but this is what happened. Gerrard had told him this season, play your best, then you can pick what club you want to go to, whether it's Bayern or whatever. So he did that because he had his best season, and he went to Barca, his dream club, which is what he says.
Oh no, so, Jimmy, I'm not. I know about that story. I meant more so that when Arsenal made that bid, because Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't that a release clause, right? So you guys were like obligated to like actually like allow them to negotiate with
I think his release clause is like 40 mil, and then Arsenal offered 40 mil and like £5.
and because I distinctly remember watching the video where like John Henry was like some conference and he was talking about it, and he just made a joke about how like they just didn't do it, and I was just like, okay, like what?
He kept trying to, bro. The bro was trying to leave.
Yeah, it's
what's fun?
It seems like sorry, just before you go, it seems like that's probably a reason why there's no release clauses in like English clubs. Maybe like the regulations to actually follow through with the release clause isn't as strong as in like Spain and whatever. That's why no one really implements it.
Well, I know in Spain you have to have one.
You have to.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? But back in remember when players would always like be homesick and all that and hand in transfer request. Suarez,
like Tevez.
Suarez would always try to. Bro, Suarez on FIFA. Suarez always try to leave. Be like, I'm leaving. Like every single transfer,
bro. Like Suarez is as ratty as it gets, in that department, But he's beloved. He's beloved.
Like, bro, like I'm like, dude, he was trying to go to a rival. Liverpool, Arsenal was a rival. That was both y'all goals at that time period. Was top four. Was getting back to the Champions League. So he's trying to go to a top four rival. On top of that, he's pretty much saying, "Yo, this team is not good enough, man." Like,
well, I mean, definitely wasn't good enough. He wasn't wrong about that, bro.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. But I said, bro, I gotta get out of here, man. The fact I'm willing to even go to a direct top four rival. So like, bro, he don't love the club like that. Let's be honest. Like Suarez,
he doesn't love the club at all. Suarez doesn't love Liverpool at all.
I mean, I won't say he don't love. He has some love for Liverpool. He has a little bit.
Bro, genuinely, I don't think he did. I don't think he did, honestly. And I don't fault him for it necessarily. I think he appreciated how the fans treated him, but I don't think he loved and respected the club. And I'm not mad at it or anything, but I don't think he did. Like his behavior while he was employed, nah.
So you think? So you think he came there just because it was a bigger club than Ajax?
I mean, bro, he was going
Yeah.
there from Ajax, bro. Like he was just gonna go to wherever.
Because the issue I'm having with Liverpool fans, not you, but some of them I've been seeing online, and some of them are having like a private conversation with was like, if you leave Madrid, I'm gonna go his down, I'm gonna burn his apartment, I'm gonna burn it, I'm gonna attack his girlfriend. I'm like, hold on a minute,
Idiot.
calm down, man. Is it more than that? Excuse me?
Idiots.
What the heck?
It's crazy, man. You know,
Liverpool fans, just calm the heck down, man.
for me, I didn't fault Ronaldo for leaving. If it's your dream club, bro, that's fine. You know,
FX has messed. They have messed up this. They have messed up this situation, man. They need to hold it. They need to hold it a lot. They need to hold it, man. If the fans want to get angry, don't get angry with Van Dijk, Arnold, Salah. Get angry with FSG. Get angry with. Don't even get angry with the players. It's not the players' fault. It's the fault.
It's really nobody's fault, man. If he wants to leave, he wants to leave. Like some players just want to leave.
No,
Then why are Liverpool fans attacking this family?
Abdullah is saying it's.
I'm seeing some Liverpool fans online.
No, Abdullah is saying it's the owner's fault that the contract situation is at the point that it's at right now, in terms of all three only have 6 months left.
I understand what I'm saying. Yeah, I get it.
You see?
But I don't know, man. People are just weird. Like, it's like for me, like even when it's like PSG thing, you know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, like some players just want to leave. You know, some players have different ambitions. Like not everybody has the same ambition.
Just imagine Van Dijk in Chelsea. I really want just imagine Van Dijk in Chelsea.
He's not going to Chelsea.
All I just want to just that experience that can communicate and coordinate that defense. Do you know how better it will be?
Van Dijk is going to Barcelona.
Barcelona?
Honestly, funny enough, I think don't Madrid need another center back?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it might go to Madrid. Or it might go to Madrid.
Because I'm pretty sure like Rudiger is like because they've been running freaking Tchouaméni as center back, bro. They actually do need another defense.
Yeah, Tchouaméni as center back. I think they do.
See that because that would be funny, bro.
We'll see how it goes.
this is random.
Now,
speaking of that, sorry guys, different question.
Yep.
A little bit out of topic. Do you think more big clubs are going to start implementing free transfers? You know, given everything post-COVID, you know, the financial situation, all that. Because pretty much from Madrid, the last big transfer they had was, you know, Hazard, which basically gave him PTSD.
Jude.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jude. You're right.
It was Jude. I think
it was Hazard. I think before Jude.
Yeah.
Because they got Rudiger free transfer from a free transfer. They got Alaba from a free transfer, and Mbappe from a free transfer. Obviously, if they end up getting Trent from a free transfer as well. So, like, do you think
Alfonso Davis too?
Yeah,
it's gonna be a free transfer.
I think he's gonna end up staying.
And I think I know.
I think the problem is the problem is. I'll give an example now. What kind of club it is? Madrid. What kind of club it is? Sport. The ambition of the club and where the player wants to go to. Because a club like Madrid will always want to tell you Madrid because it's the name. They want to tell you so many stuff. Your head will get torn as a player because you know it's Madrid. And a player that knows that his contract is running out will force the club and to sell them and say, okay, I'm selling you because this club wants me. It will happen. I'll give an example. When Chelsea wanted to buy Enzo Fernandez, Benfica was like, we're not going to say Fernandez because we just bought him 6 months ago after the World Cup. You have to pay us astronomical amount of money for us to be able to let go of Fernandez. Chelsea paid the money because they wanted him. Same thing with Caicedo. So it might happen with the club, like players going out of contract where they will have to just buy him as a free transfer in terms of just buying him out of the contract.
The reason why I bring it up because obviously we know since the pandemic, like clubs have been in like worse financial situations. English clubs though, right? Like if we look at what clubs like Madrid, City, Chelsea have done with it, instead of going out and signing like the young player at Benfica, so they'll go get the player from like South America, or like basically like getting the player one step before. So I'm saying, like, do you guys see like other big clubs doing that
None,
instead of
none, none, not,
Also,
not United.
Abdullah, I think there's something in the chat. Abdullah.
United won't do it, but other big clubs will.
Well, Chima, if your club does it, the player will get booed after like 3 months.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, this team, but the team is just crap, man. And it's not even like people just they overcomplicate it, bro. The reality is, it's not a rocket science, but isn't good enough. Like, it's just quite simply the players aren't good enough. Like, it's not overcomplicated. It's just reality. We just have to buy better players. Like,
I mean, Chima, so far, what do you think of Amarin's time here, and just in terms of like how the team has looked? Obviously, I know the results on the pitch still haven't improved much.
I mean, Amarin has made changes. Like, the possession has gone up. The chances against has gone down. So the way the team results aren't there. So I could clearly see it's the, you know what I'm saying? It's the players. Like, at the end of the day,
I think I saw a stat yesterday that the only time United have scored is when they've had like a winger as one of their wing backs. So do you think that means that you guys just need to like tell Delo, Mazarari, like Malase, Luke Shaw, time for you all to learn Chinese, or do you think it's one of those things where it's just kind of like a coincidence type of thing?
Yo, shit, am I on mute?
huh?
Sorry, am I on mute? Oh, can you hear me?
No, we can hear you.
No, we can hear you.
God. Abdullah, are you there?
I don't know, because he hasn't really been saying much.
Yeah, look, let me just quickly, I don't know if I've spoken to, let me see this, SK, and whoever, big up, whoever's on the stream. I've been dodging, it seems, this stream, but I've genuinely been away. So basically, when Chelsea were doing really well, I think it was when you beat Brentford. Well, I say you, I don't know if you support Chelsea. But when Chelsea beat Brentford, I didn't join the stream because it was a minor surgery, but I just done a quick cataract surgery. I didn't join that stream because I was like, I don't want to look like I'm joining.
I think in the head. Eyes about but how you doing?
I'm good. I'm just explaining. So then when Chelsea now dropped points, I didn't want to join Abdullah because I was like, I don't want to be, I'm not a dick. So I'm not joining when Liverpool are doing well or when Chelsea are doing well or badly.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been waiting for like a natural time to
Well,
because Blue Eyes won't give me any grace. He'll say, look at you, joined it because Liverpool have beaten Leicester or something like that. So I just wanted to time it at a neutral point. But y'all niggas keep losing.
Hey, man, it was bound to happen at some point.
So how do I
there's a reason why Chelsea were not in a title race.
No, but do you understand how sus that sounds to say we're not in the title race?
I mean, considering the club was literally 12th like 2 years ago, I'm just happy that my club is winning more games than they lose. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, but like I went from I think 8th with Kenny Dalglish to a title race with Brendan the next year.
But that was on the back of like peak Luis Suarez though, because the year after he left.
Yeah, but now you're making caveats. I'm just trying to suggest politely that it's cool. You can go from a sad thing to a mad thing in football very calmly.
I don't think it tends to be that extreme. Like,
I swear Chelsea finished 10th, then won the league.
Yeah, but if we're making more caveats, that like the players literally just
caveat FC. Like, come on, there's examples. What?
No, but like but I like to be more nuanced when we have these convos. Like, if like the players not trying for 4 months, because I was there. I was there when it was happening. Like, they quite literally didn't try for 4 months, and then after he got sacked, they didn't lose for like 3 months in that same season. So clearly, they just were not bothered to do anything. That's just kind of what happened. That's the details. That's the devil's in the details.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just feel anyone that says
Are you still there?
it's getting a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so your audio cut out.
Nah, but SK, when I break it down, it is. You just have to sign better players.
But yeah,
Point.
talk your talk.
You know,
Alexander Arnold. Yeah, talk your talk. Are you there? I think maybe he's committed. He's doing something. Because I know his opinion with Arnold for a very long time. Are you there now?
He's probably doing something. He knows.
Yeah, he's probably doing something. All right. Okay.
Manchester United. What's going on, Bob? Brother, what is going on? Break it down. What's going on?
I mean, break down the team. I mean, the team isn't that good. I mean, let's break it down.
How many movies do you need for you to be able to be ready? Like, how long will the review take? How long?
I don't know. However it takes.
Chime, do you think
Three
United to do what
seasons?
Chelsea did in?
How many?
It might take 5. It might take 8. However long it takes.
But Chime, do you think United need to do what Chelsea did in 2023 when they just sold off like 7-8?
No, because we can't do that. We're supposed to do that
because of how much because of their wages
players, or because the players do that. We have to. That's what I'm saying. So you look out, right? When under Ole, SK, who is our best defender? Would you say? Yeah,
under Ole,
our best defender. Talk about central defense.
I think Maguire.
The best defender, Maguire, right?
Maguire was pretty good under Ole. Up until that last season, he was pretty good.
Is it Maguire?
Who's our best defender right now?
Possibly Maguire too.
Maguire under Ole, our best.
Your best defender or your best attacker?
Our best player.
Best player right now is Bruno Fernandes.
Probably Bruno, Rashford or Pogba.
Maybe Bruno. I'll say Bruno.
Say our two best players. Who would you say? The 2 players you would say.
Possibly Bruno. Guys, like David. Guys,
Bruno,
like David. Like David. Continue.
I would say Bruno, Rashford or Martial.
I'm saying, so who would you say are 2 best players? Like the first 2 players that I say United States.
Oh, it was definitely Bruno for sure, and then I would say Rashford or Martial.
That's what I'm saying. So if the team, SK, if people say we need to rebuild, then our best players then are still our best players. Think about it. We bought new players. We bought 15 new players. Best players then are still our best players now. Maguire is still playing.
So you know what's crazy, Chime? You know what's crazy, Chime? So that means in hindsight, y'all would have been better off just keeping Ole and trying to rebuild after that bad season.
I never wanted Ole sacked. You can ask Chris. I never wanted Ole sacked.
Chris, is this true?
Because people.
Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true.
Yeah,
You never wanted him sacked.
Chimere has been. He's been very advocate when it comes to United. It's someone that respect a lot. Some Liverpool fans and some United and Arsenal fans I respect. Some of and the majority of them, they annoy me a lot. If I have to manage in the stream here very well, so I will just mute myself. I don't want to cost too. Actually, 2025. I want to be. I just want to be patient 25 because some of the fan base are annoying me, especially that. Goodness, my goodness.
No, but see, Abdullah,
it's actually pretty ironic that.
Abdullah, do you look at how people.
I was actually, it's actually pretty ironic that you say that.
Oh, you back?
Abdullah, we're gonna be discussing your losses.
Of course, we'll talk about our loss. See, we'll talk about our loss. Don't worry, but Your take on
No,
quick
it's
take
not.
on
It's not one loss, Abdullah. It's
you
actually
see,
plural.
we'll get there. We're talking United. I just want to hear your quick
Plural.
take on
It's
Arnold
plural.
before you talk about United. Arnold to Madrid.
No.
Okay.
This is why my name is sick and tired. I listened to HH3. I think SK was on it. A few other people.
Mm-hmm.
This whole trend situation, I'm just so deeply offended because all my life, people have told me that this guy is overrated, he can't defend, this, that, the other. But now, all of a sudden, he has an opportunity to potentially leave my club, just to cut to the chase, of which I absolutely, categorically, on the Holy Spirit, do not think he's going anywhere. So let me just get my own answer out quickly. I'm not a magician. You don't need to wait for my answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's my final answer. Number two, I just hate how everybody suddenly has an opinion. But this guy was an overrated, light-skinned wing back since before COVID. So why is there a topic now? Not just from
Wait,
not
where did the
only
light
on
skin
it.
part come from? Where did the light skin part come from? I'm sorry, continue. That light skin part just made me laugh.
I'm just emotional. But basically, I just feel really upset because, guys were comparing this guy to everybody under the sun. And some of these guys don't play football anymore. Let's not start any beef. I'm speaking to myself. And then, who else has been around? Wan-Bissaka plays left back.
Did you just say
at
one?
West
Did you
Ham.
just say Wan-Bissaka?
I'm just telling you the nonsense that he was
My
compared
goodness.
to.
Did you just say Wan-Bissaka? My goodness.
Wait,
Is
what
there a
does this have to
United
do
fan
with
on
him
this
going
stream?
possibly leaving for Madrid? I'm so confused right now.
I'm just saying that I just hate how it's now a topic, but people are supposed to not rate him. So just stay on your side and don't care about where he's going. Just stick to calling him overrated, can't defend, system merchant, clock merchant. I don't think anybody outside of Liverpool should be discussing this. It's disgusting. People are telling me he's cost me Champions League finals, this, that, and the other. He's useless. Okay, then don't talk about it. Why is there a topic now? Or are you guys disingenuous and you actually all really rate him, which I know you do? Like, this whole situation has really upset me, man. People are, it's like love through hate and relevance. Just say you rate the player all this time, but now there's a chance he might leave the club that people hate. Now it's cool and nice to discuss because it's contractual and financial and it's about legacy of choices. No, you don't rate him. Frimpong is better than him. All these random nobody.
Okay, no one ever said
Pavard.
Frimpong. Now we're just
Okay, that's cap. I exaggerated. I lied for emphasis. No one said Frimpong.
You think anyone's watching the Bundesliga to even say that in the first place? Come on now.
I lied.
Yo.
Fine. I embellished. Frimpong was a lie just to make me sound more in pain. But Pavard,
you would have been better off saying like
Pavard,
Ricardo Pereira or something, bro.
I've been through Pavard. I've been through everything. I've been to Tariq Lamptey.
Tariq Lamptey? Excuse me, what the heck? Whoa!
People have compared Kieran Trippier with Gareth Southgate. Do you know what I've been through, Abdullah? Oh,
I know that's one. I know.
I'm not going to talk.
Aaron, what you are facing in Liverpool is what you are facing in Chelsea with James. It can never stay fit. Goodness me, that brother can never stay fit. Very talented, very good crossing ability and everything. But my brother, his body is made with biscuit. It can never stay fit. It can never.
He was the only player out of all these people, all these nobodies that have been compared to Trent. I think it was the season where him and Chilwell were your whole system.
You know why I can't compare
122.
No, you're talking about
it's because it doesn't stay fit. Aaron, Trent stay fit because his availability is very important. But with Mr. James, he will never stay fit. I'm sorry, he won't.
I don't know why he doesn't just like enjoy crossing as much as Trent, because that's how Trent stops looking engagement. He doesn't really.
People in the chat, let me read what people do not. Okay, let me read what David. Shout out to you, brother. People do that without signing. They raise the leg Mazraoui until they came into our team. Lord, it comes with football in Twitter. See, they've started with their fan base. It gets to a where it's just funny. It's funny. See, the new generation of football right now, my goodness, the way they analyze football just make me laugh. The new Gen Z right now, I just want to laugh. I'm just kind of laugh and just smiling. The way they talk about football, I'm like, what the heck? Have you watched? Do you guys really watch the olden days football? If you watch the olden days football, you'll not be talking football like this, man. And according to the statistic, blah 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 blah. What the heck? Just calm down, man. Let's talk about. Forget about this time statistics talk bullshit and everything. See, Guardiola has brought him playing from the back. Now everybody is playing from the back. Now you see goalkeeper making silly mistake because they are playing from the back. Imagine. And
Nah, he did start playing from the back. Chill now.
Nah, but see, I'm lying. The thing about football is, no matter how much you have a system, players, you always need special players. Because even look at Liverpool, Salah, special players, Messi,
yes,
Haaland, KDB, when back in his Chelsea when they're winning titles, they had Drogba, Lampard, exceptional
Lampard,
players. Even look at, for example,
check.
You need. It's about the players. You know, all Leicester came from Kante,
Yeah, bro,
Mahrez,
Ashley Cole, man. Ashley
Cole,
Cole,
yeah.
special players.
Cole.
Actually, cool. You guys have it United now. You have the 1999 team. Chimere, your team, 1999 team. So you have this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and everybody. So you guys have that team too. When you were into office and everything.
Yeah, but see that's the thing. Like,
I don't even think that team was as good as their 07-08 team.
Man. Wait,
07-08
the 99 team is good. That team is good. That team is very good.
Yeah, but compare
no.
that team to the 08 team. The 08 team was. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I hate United. But that 08 team is disgusting.
It was better. It's better because of one man.
That 07-08 team is like technically disgusting. But I don't know who was making the point earlier about players. I just wanted to say that was a really good point in terms of like you see all this financial fair play, PSR, all real niggas know the only PSR financial fair play that exists is what the gentleman said earlier, which is there's a finite number of amazing players. So you can PSR your way to your guy. Savinho ain't Mahrez. That's the end. Like the only thing that matters is talent. Go to Brazil and scout for the next 5 years. Will you find another Vinny? I doubt it.
Yeah. You play or whatever the coach tells you. If you don't have the talent, it doesn't matter. You need the talent. You need special titles. Every
if you don't have the
team that's
special
won a
talent,
title,
you end up having to give Maguire extension.
but
That was
but every coach and every team that's won a title has special players. Even look at the AC Milan team back in this day. You know what I mean? You need special players to win.
You're right. You're completely right.
Huh?
The only ones I think I get through is somehow SK and who's the other gentleman speaking. The only one I see that somehow still do this kind of jigsaw thing without super special players everywhere in the last sort of 7 years, for me, is Inter Milan. I don't know how they do it. Them, Sevilla with Benega back in the day, but there are a few clubs that seem to be able to still mash shit together. Even kind of Newcastle almost.
Well, I mean, okay, like I don't know. The thing with Inter was
no, but SK, who is special at Inter? Tell me. I don't see one special guy. Kind of look loose.
They don't. I mean, have a special player.
Çalhanoğlu's been is very good as a deep line playmaker.
No, but I say this: that defender they have though, Bastoni. I don't know. So.
He ain't special. He's just getting to elite. He's not special. He's just about elite.
No, he's very good though.
You don't rate DeMarco? Good goal scoring left back.
not.
He's
No,
not special. He's special.
he's not a special. I was special.
Okay, but how many players do you guys consider special to begin with? Like what do you see in a player that tells you this guy's special?
Name the club.
Real Madrid have like 9.
So you don't think Martinez would be?
Are you talking about the Inter Milan of olden days or the new one? Because the olden days there was like Maicon, Zanetti,
He's talking about right now.
Ambrosini. Is it?
No, I was. I mean,
I'm like talking about right
I mean,
now.
let's
He's talking about right now.
You mean this Inter Milan of this one, of the new generation now? The new Inter of Inzaghi?
Yes, I believe.
I would say Bastoni, Barella. These are fine players. Barella, Bastoni. They are special players. I mean, Barella, Bastoni.
Lautaro.
Ooh.
Lautaro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Lautaro Martinez hasn't been doing.
My question is, how do I go get Lautaro? Because Lautaro is iffy for me. It's iffy. I'm not sure yet.
Now, but see, Abdullah and Eskin. Now, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Who scored the winning goal for Man City?
Roger.
Who scored the winning goal?
I think about the UCL, right?
And Rodri's a special player.
Rodri.
Why did Inter not win? Why did Inter lose the final?
It's because of a special player like Rodri.
No, because City had a special player that capitalized when they had a chance and capitalized on their many chances because they didn't have that quality that City had.
I agree.
That's why they lost.
So do you just consider clutch players to be special players? Because
I'm not saying clutch, but I'm saying Rodri's a special play. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't disagree that he is, but I just wouldn't for me, it wouldn't be because he scored in that final. It would be because of what he does like in totality.
I'm I'm not using the final. I'm comparing it to City in terms of watch in the game. I'm not saying because Roger scored in that final, that's why he's a special player. When it came down to a moment of brilliance, City had that special quality that Inter lacked. That's.
I mean, that's fair, Chimera. What I would say to that is, for me, I feel like players that you would consider special are players that could, like, their base level has to be of a high enough standard that even when they're looking like plain pedestrian, like they still look, at least above most of the other players on the pitch. 1, and then 2, those special moments that you're talking about, they're able to do it consistently or produce it at a more frequent clip than like other players.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's I agree. Like that's the reality about United. Like the reality is we don't have special players. Like what player starts at?
Well, no, y'all don't have.
Like the only player on our team to me that's worth $300K. Like that's the only guy that can he has some special passing. He can, but even then, this is not prime. This is not a peak Bruno. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it even worse when you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
You don't get Ahmad. You don't get Kobe Mino. These are special players.
Ahmad is good, but is he a special player? I don't think.
You don't think so?
He's a good player. He's special. No, I don't.
Kobe Mino.
Kobe's just a good young player, man. He's not special. Kobe's just a good young player. That's how I see him. Like,
and you don't get my boy. Someone I like that. I just like him, but you need to leave that club and go to a different place. He will improve a lot.
Who?
Alejandro Garnacho.
Who? Oh my god.
No, he's not.
He's young, but sometimes as a young player,
I'm like he's young. But he's just young.
He's good player. I like him.
But the only player we have, the only player we have that starts at elite club in Europe. Actually, we have 3. I'll say 3. We only have 3 players that start at elite clubs in Europe.
Bruno.
That's
Bruno.
it.
Bruno.
De Ligt.
I would
That's
say
it.
Delete,
Nobody else.
Bruno, and maybe Mazerawi for me.
Sorry, yeah, that's it.
I mean, how good has Mazari been under Emra? Because I feel like he played better under the Hog.
I'm not a wing back. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. He's not a wing back. I mean, Mazraoui.
Because I assumed Emra would have probably played at right center back.
Yeah, he's playing.
Because since he's good on the ball and stuff.
See, SK, this is what I would say about the club. You look at the club, right? Okay, let's start with Hag summer window, okay? Let's break down the signings. Let's break it down. So Eric, right? Good player. But if you're competing in the Prem, is he a good player to sign? Because currently. And you're not a team that's going to dominate possession most of the time. And he's a player with a team that is not running as much and they have control of the game, and we don't control games. So that's a poor sign. You look at, for example, right? You look at Malaysia. I mean, I don't think it was a bad signing, but he's been injured. We signed what's this guy? Casemiro, right? We signed Casemiro. Casemiro, he's a good signing for a year or two, but at the end of the day, when you're a team that's not, he's a declining midfielder. He can't run as much, and you're playing in the Prem. Not really a good sign. And for the short term, also, it's because his legs are gone now, and you've seen the effect. Now let's look at, not just a good player, but for the Prem, he's a liability at corner kicks because one, he's 5'10", and also he's bad in the high line. His height also affects him when it comes to playing the high line. So he's not a good Prem defender. Like players by themselves, but you're competing in the Prem. You have to factor that in. These are not Prem players when you're trying to compete. You look at the team we have, bro. Like, I mean, Anthony's not a bad signing, but for 100 mil, that's a terrible. Like, because Anthony has qualities that can help because he presses well. He's good. You know what I mean? He can compete in the Prem. But for 100 mil, now you're crippling. Now it hurts the ability to sign other players. You know, you look at the squad, bro. The squad physically is weak. Physically is can't compete. It's not terrible, but technically it's not good enough to compete with the elites. But at the same time, when you can't win duels consistently, then you can't even talk about tactics or all that because you're in duels, you can't tackle, you're getting bullied in the air. So I'm saying that's like how you going to compete with anybody. It's just, it doesn't matter who the coach is. If you can't win duels, then tactics are useless. Like, I knew we were going to lose to Newcastle because Casemiro and Eriksen in 2025. Like, bro, who's like against a team like Newcastle who has a physical midfield? Against Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and Joelinton, a disaster. Like, we knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean? And you saw once we brought Kobe on that we got more legs than Eriksen and Casemiro, but still, like, it's, I mean, Ten Hag, yes, I think I don't think, but at the same time, it's still his fault because this was his squad. You know what I mean? This was a squad. Like, you can't complain when it's your squad, and the squad is how it is. You know what I mean? The main thing is the physicality on the team is poor. The physical floor has to get better, man. Like, before we talk about it, it's like, bro, the team physically is just terrible. Like, it's just terrible, bro. They don't win. Like, it's just terrible. Teams are just walking through the midfield. Like, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who the coach is, bro. If you can't win duels consistently, then there's no tactics. Like, look at City now, bro. City for years they could remember they win the ball right back after they lose it immediately. But now they can't win duels. So now look at them. They get in the Prem. You can't play that way in the Prem and have success. It's impossible. You have physicality. You need some intensity. Like, you know what I mean? So if City had physical issues before losing Roger, when they had Roger, they expanded because they lost their most physical. That's what I'm saying. So that's the biggest issue United. If the physicality issues don't get better, it's going to change. We have to buy players. Point blank. Ugarte helps in that. He's still freaking physically limited because he's 5'10". Like, he can't beat him in the Prem. He should be playing next to another midfielder playing box to box role. Like, like next to another deep line midfielder who can control the strings like Conte did. Next best role. But at the end of the day, like I keep saying, man, like I'll keep saying it, like bro. The players are just crap. Like it's not a team. The players aren't crap by themselves, but it's not a compete in the Prem. Bottom line. That's what I got. That's the main thing. Cameron does or doesn't do, what he changes to his tactics, what he does. The team will not compete because they will compete with teams in the Prem. The physical floor is terrible.
Chelsea. I went to match yesterday. Even say I'm pissed off. I'm just when I was watching yesterday, I was just laughing because it gets to the Twitter, I can't even get this up anymore. I was angry that we lost to Ipswich Town, but I also expected us to lose because I wanted to see how we're gonna react when we lose matches. And I've been seeing the fan base moving mad. Maresca out. Wherever I say Maresca out, you need to put your head in the bin and get the heck out of the club, man. You can criticize the players, you can criticize the managers, yes, especially the manager because of his his ideology and philosophy, which is not good on him. That's his man management. I agree with that. But to see, like, but to see Maresca out for me is weird for me.
I think he's done a
So,
good job.
but again, we lost yesterday, but he's done a very good job. Where I would, I'm even more satisfied with the position we are right now in terms of that. I just want to look up to 2025 to actually make sure we do better. But to come against out for me is weird. Yes, he makes mistake. Manager and players make mistake, but just call him out and want him out. Excuse me, relax, man. Yesterday loss wasn't good. I don't like the game. I understand that, and I want massive improvement. Even the manager said there's a lot of things that happen, which I wanted, and I believe it will happen because it's a new team, a new player. This kind of stuff will happen. But again, I'm not accepting medical support. This situation, I'm not accepting that because I want my player to my team. So it's not like I'm going to accept this, but I can understand why this situation is happening. I understand that.
No, Maresca has done a good job. For Chelsea this season, I would say top four. So he has you in top four. So I'm not gonna now claim like, oh, Chelsea should be doing better. I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't think it's personally, but if you guys exceed expectations, you guys are in the race. But to me, I don't think your squad is on that level personally. So top four. I mean, top four. Try to
I
build
think
next year.
we'll finish in top two, but I don't know. The league is too far. Top two.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Arsenal have a hold on that number two.
I think we'll finish above Arsenal. That's me. I think we'll finish above Arsenal.
I don't know, man. I don't think
because
so.
I think we have more. For me, if all our players because some of them are kind of injured at the moment right now, which I believe they will come back. And I think we will strengthen in January. I don't know which player we'll buy, but we will strengthen in January. So I'm expecting us to strengthen in January and actually buy players, which I believe we will. Which I believe we will buy players in January, which I believe we will. So I believe we'll finish second because I'm confident about this team finishing second. My only fear is the consistency. Can we win 17, 18 games in a row? I'm not sure yet, but I believe we'll win enough games to be able to stay second for me. I think we'll finish above Arsenal. That's it.
You guys get top four, win Conference League. I mean,
And FA Cup, that's it. The next season for me is when I'm gonna look at this. We need to win the league next season. That's me. That's my logic.
I mean, that's a goal for this. I mean, the only team that really had even let's be honest, even Liverpool, like nobody had Liverpool there, not because they've exceeded expectations. You could say, okay, now the goal is to win the league. But I don't think people thought going to the league, people would be like Liverpool are title favorites or title contenders. Most adjustment period, they let them adjust for a season or two. Then maybe go for the title next year or something. Coming and exceeded expectations. But like I said, that's what I always say: coaching, players over coaching. Because because of the fact that Liverpool have so many quality players and so much on the team, they always have a chance to win the league every year. That's just reality. So
Good.
the thing. So that's why I was saying, that's why I'm sure Chris is eager to keep the players together because you lose
I
so
think, like I was
quality
telling
like
Chris
that.
before you came in, I said this is the best time for Liverpool to win the league because Arnold, Van Dijk, and Salah might potentially be leaving their club. They will not have any better chance again to win that league. No more, except this season. They have to take out that advantage and win it this season. If they don't win it this season for me, I don't know when they win it again.
I mean, honestly, I mean, if the reality is if they get to resign their players,
Mm-hmm.
then they could probably next year and win it again. You know what I mean? They could
Mm-hmm.
and go back to back.
I still
Because
think
when I look at
I
it,
still think they will
City,
drop point, but my problem is this, the person chasing them. How consistent are they to capitalize on the point drop? I don't know. Chelsea is not consistent enough. Arsenal is not consistent enough. So Liverpool will drop point, but the people behind them are they consistent enough to be able to capitalize? No. So that gives Liverpool a very strong chance of winning the league by a very long marginal point, which is gonna be weird. They're going to win the league by a very big marginal point because the people at second and third are very stupid. They don't know how to take advantage of 12 points. That's it.
I think Liverpool win the league because Liverpool have been consistent,
Yes,
and
they are
other
the
teams
most
around them,
consistent team. I agree. Mhm.
like Arsenal haven't shown the consistency to win games consistently yet, and
Yeah,
Saka's injured. Other teams haven't shown the consistency to catch Liverpool, and
yeah.
even Liverpool aren't losing, dropping points that. So City are finished. City out of the equation. City out of the equation.
Mhm.
They're done. You know,
I
like
agree.
they lost to this United.
Until I see a
City are
team,
crap, so they're out
until
of
I
the
see a
equation.
team, because we already played 19 games now. We played 17 games weekend, this coming weekend. After that, it's gonna be like 18, it will be 18 games more. I want to see if they're gonna
Who they play? West Ham.
go 17 games from beat. No, Man City play West Ham. We're gonna be their 20th game. Where we play Crystal Palace. So I wonder if Chelsea can go 15, 16 games unbeaten on a consistent level. Then
No,
maybe we can. I doubt it, but maybe we'll see. I doubt it. Maybe then they can put pressure on Liverpool. At the moment, right now, Liverpool with a very big marginal point,
no.
very
Liverpool.
big one.
I think Liverpool at Arsenal right now 9 points.
Yeah. Look, with the game,
They're 9 points, right?
9 points.
So they have if
It's 8
Arsenal wins,
points
it'll be
now.
6 points.
Yeah, with the game in hand, it's gonna be 9 points.
So I'm saying
It's a
so
9 point.
what is the over? So the overall. So if Arsenal wins, right, it'll go down to 6.
Mhm.
So also Liverpool has 6 points at all. I mean 6 point play at the same time though. Liverpool have a higher goal differential, right? Differential, don't they?
I appreciate everybody for coming to